one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lobito!
Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Welcome everybody to MPD Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. This is your good friend Mr. BDA, and alongside with me as always my co-host, the one, the only King, Bucho. King, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Listen, fellas, thank you for joining us. We got a sensational show for you planned here today. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Billy Joe Saunders vs. Canelo Alvarez fight that will be taking place this Saturday via... what is it, Dallas, Texas, or Arlington, Texas? One of those places. Should have checked beforehand. But look, listen, it's Texas. They open up, fully opening up. They were going to let, I think, about 100,000 people in there, I think, unless I'm incorrect. So people are starting to pack in there. Places are starting to open again, setting up the example. Before we do that, though, don't forget... by the way, we're going to be opening up the phone lines, fellas, so you can call in and let us know what you think about this fight. Do not forget, our friend Gonzalo still needs your help via GoFundMe. You can see the link in the description, I believe. If not, I'll just put it up here. But, you know, Gonzalo's kid still needs a little bit of help. I think he's doing a little bit better now, but there's still a long way to go for Gonzalo in terms of covering the bill. So every little thing you can give, that's, you know, it means a lot. And thanks to everybody who has spread the word so far, all the other websites, all the other channels, everybody that's donated, spread the word. Thank you. And you know, we're at $16,000 right now, so it's about a bit more than a grand short of the $18,000 goal. Of course, Mark is going to be donating what he made of that 6-day stream, so that should be a large chunk right there. So shout out to everybody for all their hard work and all their help. Really appreciate it, fellas, really. In terms of the fight, well, listen, we got a good one, like I said, this Saturday. Although I want to talk a little bit about this, Bucho, about how some people feel this is a mismatch. There's a lot of shenanigans, obviously, too, surrounding the ring and all that, so we're going to get to that. Shout out to the Shepherd's Sons, B-Space, Reverend Pickles, Savat Kim, Triple JJJ. Shout out to Triple JJJ. Official Scorecard Boxing. Who else? Tel J, Rinnigan Sensei, Tom Jones, LT, DJ N1, Blues Boxing, Joel Upton Park, Rusty Taylor, his name is Rusty, C. Kyle, Kid Top Skull, David Zapata, the Stray G Tour, Iron Fizz, Iceman, and many more people to come, I'm sure. By the way, C. Kyle, that name sort of sounds like C. Kyle. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but you never know with people anymore. All right, fellas, listen, so don't forget, the phone lines are open. You can call in if you want to. Everybody's welcome here. Bucho, the news coming out now, of course, about the ring. I think most people are already aware of what's going on. Billy Joe Saunders was complaining about the ring size. Some are saying that Canelo wanted an 18-foot ring. So other people are saying that Billy Joe Saunders wanted a 24-foot ring. Then he wanted it to be a 22. I'm still confused. Are they going to do it in a 20-foot ring or a 22-foot ring?
I have no idea. But apparently, Billy Joe Saunders says he's satisfied with the ring size. Did they pay him or something? Because he never really explained how that issue was resolved.
No, man, they never did. Huh? And I think it's, man, let me tell you something. Billy Joe Saunders really is a bit of a grating pain in the ass. Just look at somebody made a compilation video of all the things he's done over there on YouTube, so you can see what type of person he is. But one thing you got to give him credit for, man, he's raising hell here. I know there's a lot of people that feel that this fight is fixed, the judges are fixed, Billy Joe Saunders got paid to throw the fight, blah, 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 blue. But he's raising hell, man. A little bit like what Tyson Fury did to Vladimir Klitschko. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't think, because I think Canelo's more...
Nah. I don't know. I just saw that video where Billy Joe Saunders' camp is like taunting Canelo's team. But initially I thought they were just... Their attack should have focused on, the argument that Canelo's trying to control every aspect of the fight, like the ring, the gloves, and everything. But it didn't really sound like they were complaining just about that. They were just taunting Canelo's team. I was disappointed. And then I don't even think they were, like, Canelo's team even understood what the fuck they were saying. So I think it was a wasted opportunity. Because, if I would have been Saunders or anybody in his camp, I would have started calling Canelo a pussy. And just...
Were those people actually? Were they actually part of Billy Joe Saunders' camp, or were they just a bunch of fans hanging around?
I don't know. I think they were.
Anyway, listen, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get into more of that, but we already got a phone call here. Don't forget, fellas, you can call in, give us your opinion on this whole mess here going on. Let's go to 267. You're on the air. 267. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what's up? It's Philly Irish Drew Evo.
Philly Irish Burrito.
Yeah, I was on your stream chat like 2 weeks ago. I think it was talking with the panel.
All right. How you doing, man? Thank you for being on.
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic, man. We got this fight, Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. A lot of people feel that it's a mismatch, but now Billy Joe Saunders is trying to throw a monkey wrench into the works, trying to make things hard for Canelo there. Some people say that it's mind games, whatever it might be. Do you think it's indicative that Billy Joe Saunders actually is going in there for the win?
Well, first of all, if anybody thinks this is a mismatch, then you don't know boxing. Because this is far from a mismatch. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Canelo, the two fighters he had trouble with were pure slick boxers. One was a pure slick boxer that was a southpaw. That was Stanley Law. I had Law winning that fight, 8-4. And then Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather gave him a boxing lesson that night. And the Canelo fanboys claim it was a draw. Now, Canelo hasn't fought a slick boxer since Law. So people say he improved so much. Yeah, he improves. But here's the thing. He fought guys who stood in front of him that run the fight and trade with him. He hasn't fought a guy that would move like a slick boxer since Law. So you don't know if that's going to work on a slick boxer, a guy he has to move with, because at the end of the day, he has good hand speed, Canelo, but his footwork is kind of slow. And in order to be able to catch Billy Joe Saunders, he's going to have to match movement with movement. Like if Billy Joe tries to spin one way, he's got to go the same way at the same exact time, or else he's not catching him.
BDA, can I ask this caller something?
Hold on. Let him finish, and then we'll... Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
I said this from the beginning, before this fight was even made. Billy Joe Saunders will beat Canelo Alvarez. Because he's a slick southpaw, and Canelo has not shown he's improved that much against a proven slick fighter that will move around all night with his feet, with great footwork. Because if you look at his past opponents after Law, you will see the point right there. He has not fought a guy that's going to move around all night. He's fought a guy that will stay in front of him and will try to fight him.
All right. Let's get Jimmy in on this because he's got something to say about it. Jimmy, go ahead.
Has this caller ever heard of a gentleman named Austin Trout who had just beaten Cotto, who was considered one of the slickest fighters at the time? Literally just beat handily Cotto, who was slicker than Billy Joe Saunders ever was at his prime. And Canelo planted him on his ass and beat him handily. I scored at 116, 111 when he was 22, and he has increased exponentially. He's vastly more talented from the waist up. His movement is second to none. And I think right now, you and I are on total top, end of the spectrum on what's going to happen in this fight. Because if go back to 2013 when he was a pup, 22 years old, wasn't even into his man strength yet, and he beat the best, after Floyd, the second best slick fighter of this generation, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know where that assumption that he's never fought a southpaw, which Austin Trout was. And Austin Trout had a longer reach than Billy Joe Saunders.
Caller, how do you respond to that?
Well, he's kind of breaking up a little bit, but I heard that he's talking about Cotto being slick and everything. But Cotto mostly stood and firm that whole fight. The thing is, he stood and firm that whole fight most of the time. Now, the thing is, when you have a guy, if you watch the Anastoli Law fight, for instance, he moved around the whole night, and a lot of those punches they claim land for Canelo hitting glove. And Anastoli Law easily hit him with combinations the whole night. That's what's probably going to happen Saturday night with Billy Joe Saunders. And the thing is, Billy Joe is hard to hit clean. And the thing is, he hasn't fought a slick boxer since Law, because Cotto, he's a good boxer, but he's not as slick as Law. And
what about Austin Trout?
The thing is,
yeah, caller. Jimmy asked about Austin Trout. What about Austin Trout?
Austin Trout.
No answer for that.
That's why I said the
What's
last
that?
slick boxer he fought was Law.
Yeah, he said the last one. But listen, if I may interject.
But
here,
Austin Trout is, interject, BDA.
well, listen.
Explain Austin Trout.
That fight was a while ago. I can understand both points here because Canelo has improved since those days. That being said, I kind of agree with what the caller is saying in regards to how there's people that are saying that this is going to be easy for Canelo. It ain't going to be easy, man. And I'll even go one step further. I think Billy Joe Saunders can win this fight. Yes, I know people are going to say, oh, BD, are you on drugs or something now? You think he can win the fight? Hey, Timothy Bradley, who wasn't a big name, beat Pacquiao, even though he didn't deserve to. Pacquiao was one of the...
That's the worst example, man. I mean, you also clear out, like it was a robbery. Like, nobody had, besides the LDBC, nobody had Bradley.
But that's what I'm saying.
Fight.
That's what I'm saying. So imagine if Billy Joe Saunders actually makes it close. Imagine if Billy Joe Saunders actually makes it close. You never know. The big star can get the shafted, or even not get the benefit of that from the judges. It's happened before. I mean, look, Pacquiao and Mayweather were on a collision course to make the most money out of anybody ever in boxing, and Bradley robbed them. So anything can happen. All Billy Joe Saunders has to do.
Taking place
Texas.
In Texas,
no
yes.
way he loses in Texas. No,
and no way he loses a fucking close decision in Texas.
You never know, man. You never. Oh, that's all I'm saying. And I'm saying too from the in-ring perspective. From the what?
Sorry, there's like a delay. Just so you're saying that yes, Saunders can win if there is some sort of corruption.
Yeah, I got Saunders. I got Billy Joe Saunders win by decision, and I really think that we're gonna really see how much Canelo has improved, because if it's shown he cannot still cut off the wing against a slick boxer, it's gonna be a very hard, difficult fight for Canelo Alvarez.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, caller, yeah. I'm gonna remember that, because I'm on your side a little bit here. I don't think it's as easy as some people are making it out to be, man. I'm gonna be watching this fight very closely, because whatever happens, I think it's gonna be interesting for sure. So thank you for your call, man. We got to move on to another one, but thanks again, and call back either Friday or Saturday when we do the post-fight show as well. All right, man?
All right. Thanks for taking my phone call.
Thank you, man. Take it easy. All right.
Now his prediction.
Well, his prediction is that he says Billy Joe Saunders beats him, I think that's what he said.
What's his name? I'm gonna write
Sanders. Sanders by decision.
What's his name?
Saunders. Billy Joe. The guy's name was Philly something. Just write Philly something, because he said Philly Taco or something.
Philly. All right. All right, next call. Yeah.
We got to go to another call here. Let's take, hold on a second. Let's go to 626. You're on the air. 626. What's on your mind?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, man. What's on your mind?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm having trouble hearing you guys, but the last caller, I heard him crystal clear, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, boy. Can you hear me right now properly, or?
What's that?
Can you hear me? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, you guys are all choppy on the panel, but the caller I heard perfectly fine.
The connection
You
is
didn't miss
fucked.
anything.
Yeah, the
You got what you
connection.
needed.
The YouTube feed is fine, though, I think. I think it's just when it's on the Block Talk or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So what's on your mind, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like... yeah, by the way, this is Chris K, undercover agent.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chris.
So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, you still want us to not do the super chats, right? Go straight to the GoFundMe.
That's right. Yes, please. No super chats.
Okay. Cool. Anyway, yeah, I posted. I commented on your guys' YouTube post earlier, but yeah, I'm not excited because I don't know if I can ever be excited for Billy Joe Saunders fights. But, you know, I'm curious. I think it'll be a good test to see how Canelo does, you know, against the mover. You know, Danny Jacobs was a pretty good mover, right? And Canelo was able to corner him and, you know, but, you know, Jacobs also had power. I mean, I think we can say Jacobs probably has more power than Saunders. So, I mean, if Billy Joe Saunders can't keep Canelo off him with power, he's just going to have to keep moving, right? I don't think Canelo is going to respect Billy Joe Saunders' punches. I mean, he handled Golovkin's firepower pretty well, although, you know, he was kind of getting feeling it pretty badly in the second fight. But still, you know, I mean, yeah, I think it'll be a good, it'll be interesting. We'll see how much Canelo's improved, like the last caller said, but I think Canelo wins it pretty clearly. Yeah.
So, Chris, what's
what's
your prediction?
My prediction?
Official.
My prediction, let's say Billy Joe Saunders has his moments early on, but towards the second half of the fight, Canelo starts walking him down and catching him, definitely with the body shots, you know, to cut off that lateral movement. I'll say Canelo a legitimate 8-4 decision.
Right.
But, you know, if he stops Saunders, I'll be pretty happy because that'll be hilarious. But I think the body shots, will go a long way towards cutting off Saunders.
You know what? That's what I'm actually saying too. If he beats up Saunders, Saunders, yeah, that's actually going to be a good result too. Because I mean, Saunders has been pissing people off and rubbing them the wrong way for years now. So it wouldn't be the worst thing. Look, I dislike both guys, but if somebody loses, I'm happy, man. So, Chris, thank you for your call, man.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Absolutely, I know it's a good point. But anyway, listen, Chris K, thank you for calling in, man. Really appreciate it. And I got to move on to another call, but we'll catch you in the next one, all right, man?
Yeah.
Be here with the humility.
Right. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you, man. Oh well, come on, Jimmy. I gotta give them myself.
Of course, it's a good opinion, man.
Let's go to.
What did Chris say?
Canelo. What did
he said 8-4 Canelo.
8-4 Canelo. Yes, I wasn't even fucking. And by the way, let's go to the heart of the protests in the United States, Minneapolis. 612. You're on the air. 612. What's on your mind?
Can you guys hear me?
Hi.
Barely, man.
This is Derek Chauvin calling in. Derek Chauvin. I'd like to put my pick in.
Try to speak as closely to your phone as possible, please, and raise your voice. Don't be afraid, man. But go ahead, caller.
Can you? Is it still bad?
No, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
You can.
Be scared.
Yeah. I hope everyone's doing fine. And I hope Canelo beats the brakes of Billy Joe Saunders.
Oh.
He's one of the worst champions to have ever been in this division. The guy has fought bums most of his career. And I hope Canelo smashes this guy's head.
Oh, jeez. I told you,
Yeah,
most people dislike.
It's going to be.
Go ahead.
So this guy, why I hate him so much is he's already he almost dropped this fight with his antics yesterday. He blew his fight with Andrade with his antics. He acted like a fool with Deontay Wilder, and he also took advantage of a crack addict. So he's playing a prank basically. So with all those factors, I think he's a big bum. And I hope Canelo really puts it on this guy. He has to break his right bicep, just like he broke.
It's very specific, man. That's very specific. Yeah.
He broke Callum Smith's left bicep. This guy has to break. He has to break Saunders' right bicep. He's got the left hook to the body and the right straight right and the right uppercut. So I hope he lays it on him.
That was about as
late stoppage or a points decision for Canelo. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, man. Thank you for calling in. That was as precise a prediction I've ever heard. He actually specified the type of damage he wants to be seen. So, Bucho, how about you write that one down to Minneapolis 612. He wants Canelo to rip his bicep off. So, thank you, caller.
And what's great about it too, he's very, is monotone, very calm, and then this language comes out of him. Like, I hope he breaks his face off. You just don't expect.
He's like Vishnu. He's like Vishnu.
In the chat, a lot of people hate Billy Joe Saunders. What do you guys think about that?
By the way, hold on, real quick. Caller, thank you for your call, man. We got to move on. Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
All right, but hold on. Before we get to the Butcher, because we got a lot of phone calls. People are interested in this.
There's some phone calls.
Let's go to 773. 773, you're on the air. 773, what's on your mind?
So, a lot of people are giving Billy Joe Saunders crap because he wants the smaller ring, or he wants the bigger ring.
Oh.
And I don't blame him. This is Canelo, who tries to get every advantage in the book. Whether it be shortened training camps, he wants to do like the Kovalev, I'm going to give you a month, you got to turn around real quick even though I got concussed. The weight stipulations in the contract, hydration clauses, this and that. The clenbuterol situation, he tries to get every advantage in the book. So what does Billy Joe Saunders do? He tries to get the ring advantage because that plays in his style. He wants to move around. Everyone knows that favors his style, bigger ring. So I don't blame it. A lot of people are saying, he's already complained about the ring size. He's going to get destroyed, this and that. No, you got to get every advantage you could. Because Canelo sure will.
That was all smoke and mirrors. You know that, right? He was never going to walk away. I mean, you know how bad he would have been sued? I mean, it would have destroyed his career. You can't just walk away from the fight like that. First off, ring sizes are stipulated in every contract. They have to be in Texas and most states no smaller than 16 feet and no bigger than 30. But usually it's around 18 to 22. Saunders, A, has never fought in a ring larger than 20, and B, it wasn't his stipulation. That's why Canelo laughed at him, called him a pussy when he walked by him in the lobby, because it was just a joke. It was just him making noise. He wasn't going anywhere. You kidding me? I think about it, that flight, all that shit, he has to come out of pocket to pay for all those people he flew over. I mean, it would just, it's a joke. He was just trying to play head games, bro. Don't buy into it.
Well, Kevin, I got a question for you, man. I'm interested in this. You're obviously, I understand your point that Canelo always calls for certain stipulations, so why not try to rub it in his face a little bit and try to play mind games with him? My question is, a lot of people, like Butcher said, a lot of people in the chat room seem to be against Billy Joe Saunders. How about yourself? How do you feel about the guy? Ambivalent? Do you hate him? Do you like him?
Yeah, the problem is you guys are breaking in and out, but I'm going to say this.
Fuck.
I'm eating beef stew in honor of Billy Joe. I got beef stew with the beef and the potatoes, the carrots, then I have a salad on the side. It's in honor of Billy Joe. He's going to get it done.
Kevin, do you like Billy Joe?
The traveling
Do you like Billy Joe Saunders? Should I want to...
I like that he's a gypsy and he's not an Englishman. And he makes it clear that He separates himself. I like that.
All right. Well, listen, that's interesting. So, what's your final prediction, man?
Beef
Billy
stew.
Joe boxes from the outside. Stick and move. Click, clack, patty whack.
Give a dog a bone, right? Yeah. That's about now. That's a
what
stylish.
prediction? Fuck is that?
Well, I think from what I can hear, it was that he said Billy Joe Saunders is going to outbox him. I think that's what he said.
All right, I'm writing it down.
Kevin
Billy
Pushka.
Joe
By the way, yeah, Bucho, everybody in that, people say that in the YouTube stream, they hear is fantastic, but it's in the phone calls themselves. There's I might as well, I think, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to drop a StreamYard link soon. Because I don't like this fact, the fact that we're talking to this.
It's going to fix itself.
Well, maybe. You never know. I doubt that. I don't have that much faith in Block Talk fixing itself. But listen, we got Jimmy, we got Pete, we got Recognize, Bucho, of course, as well. We're talking about the Billy Joe Saunders. Let me start off with Jimmy here. Jimmy, you talked about the ring, man. Billy Joe Saunders getting into his mind games. A lot of people said that when he did that interview a couple of months ago where he said, I can't win this fight. They said, see, there you go, smoking gun. He says the fight is fixed. Now he seems to be fighting for certain small details, either because he wants to piss Canelo off or because he actually wants those things to go in his favor. What do you think? Do you think he's going in there with a mentality of a winner, or what's going on here?
No. You don't. A winner is too busy concentrating on winning. You know what I mean? Like, this is just bitch games, dude. This is the shit. His father coming out and saying, laying groundwork about hearing about fucking Canelo really liking the juicy meat. Saying that the other day, you know what I mean? Like, really likes that juicy Mexican beef. It's like, dude, your son got caught using Norandrol through fucking nasal spray, you dick. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. No, it's all smoke and mirrors. Just him. He's an agitator anyways. You know what I mean? He's always been a fucking yapper. In fact, he says shit outside the ring that makes him look like a donkey. But it's the shit that the fuck Triple G t-shirts and shit like that, just years, but never actually fighting anyone. It's almost like, no, you know what it is? It's like that kid at the playground, throws a fucking rock at you and runs away, you can never catch. It's like fucking tips over your barrels, you never catch him. Today he's getting caught. You know what I mean? Like tomorrow he's finally getting caught. That's the way I'm looking at it.
That's what I used to do, first of all. Number two, the donkey thing, that type of language, you know how I feel about that. Third of all, I agree with you about the Billy Joe Saunders thing being an ass. I mean, I think it's pretty the evidence is pretty clear right there. That being said, when it comes to these mind games, I don't necessarily think it's the look of a loser, because Tyson Fury did exactly the same thing to Vladimir Klitschko prior to their fight. And Tyson Fury is about as good a competitor as he gets. So is it possible maybe Billy Joe Saunders actually does feel like he can win in there? Anybody?
Yeah, I believe that he listen, he's trained, right? And he's a professional, and he's had success. I do honestly believe that he thinks he can win the fight. Or there's a part of him that can win the fight, right? I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I've said it that I can see Billy Joe Saunders giving him fits. That's the difference between fits and winning. The fights are two different things. I could definitely see that happening for the whole fight. But what are the chances he's going to get the benefit of the doubt, even if the fight was close? It could go either way. You know what I'm saying? The Triple G Canelo second fight could have gone either way. Triple G clearly beats him in the first fight. All those benefit of the doubts went to Canelo. Canelo lost. Maybe he won 3 rounds at best versus, or 3 or 4 rounds at best versus Floyd Mayweather. Somebody gave him a draw. You know what I'm saying? The fight
That's
that most
true,
people thought he was whitewashed. Okay, you're not beating this guy in a decision, even if you do kind of like earn it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you did somehow win 7 rounds, I doubt that's going to go to you. And I don't really think he's going to knock him out. I mean, or drop him or beat Canelo 10 rounds to 2, and therefore they give it 7-5 Saunders. I really doubt that's going to happen. And his talking, of course, I don't like Billy Joe. I definitely don't like Canelo. This is a hard one to say who I want to win.
Two bitches.
Yeah,
There are
but
two
in
bitches,
reality,
too.
who do I think is going to win? Obviously, that should be Canelo. Canelo should win this fight.
Now, recognize, did you not like Canelo before GGG fights?
I didn't like Canelo when he became a diva. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so all right.
Yeah.
So, but prior to that, because I think I remember a few years ago, man, because I've caught your stuff that.
Oh, I always
you were
liked
kind
him.
of big on him, yeah.
No, I've
So
always
it's the
liked him
diva
as a-
thing, right? It's the diva thing that's rubbed you the wrong way. It's
the
rubbed a lot
diva
of people
thing.
the wrong way.
Yeah, he needs every single advantage. He's a very skilled fighter, and you add every single advantage, you almost have no chance to beat him. You know what I'm saying? You almost really, depending on who you are, you don't really have much of a shot on beating Canelo under those. And again, I always say this: he's a very skilled fighter. Then you add, he's super strong now. He's allowed to do certain things that make him that way, and you're not going to beat that guy.
See, unless I'm reading this kid wrong, dude, I'll be shocked if Billy Joe Saunders gives this kid any fucking trouble. I mean, I'm talking the first few rounds, Billy will win because he'll just be reading his time and getting his body language down, seeing if he can, pick up on a few fucking quirks. And then he's going to probably in the 5th and 6th really pour it on him. Just by then, the fucking sting of a few body shots he does land will slow, Saunders' his legs down, who isn't known for fucking having usually great gas tank anyways. Unless I must have completely read Canelo wrong. I'm talking if he even gives him, I don't think it's going to be much of a fight. I think he's going to fucking avoid Canelo as long as he can. It's Canelo touches him, and I don't think it's going to last much longer after that.
Whoa.
I don't know. Unless Saunders is tougher than I think he is, but
skill-wise, I don't see it. Saunders did fight some strong guys. Saunders did fight some strong guys. Eubank comes to mind. Eubank is a strong guy. Now, I'm not saying
he's terrible.
No, but he's
still. Dude, he's just so bad. It's like fucking.
To your point. To your point.
You beating up a Silver Mittens dude.
This is why I think that he would. I don't think he poses much of a threat. But to say that he hasn't fought a strong guy that could wear him out and get him out of there, it's not totally true. He has fought strong guys, and we've seen him wear out, like the Eubank fight. He starts off the first 6th round really good and ends the last. I thought he lost that fight, me personally, because of the way he finished and in the second half of the fight against Eubank. I thought Eubank actually should have won on the scorecards if I was scoring the fight. But but he has fought strong guys, but he wears out. That's the thing. He wears out.
Real quick. Can you guys hear each other properly, or can you hear me properly as well, or is there
I can hear you guys awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
I hear you guys perfect.
Well, recognize you mentioned the whole thing about Canelo not being able to lose anyway on the scorecards, and I agree in the sense that this is the worst place that it could happen in because it's Texas. That's where they're notoriously bad. But there has been a precedent for the A side not getting the decision before. And may I say something here as well? Because I mentioned the Pacquiao-Bradley fight. Remember, Pacquiao had the Mayweather fight lined up. Canelo doesn't have any of that lined up. I mean, come on. The Triple G fight, Trilogy.
That is kind of true, That is... Look, I will say this. If that happens, I'll be thinking of you. Like, I'll be like, man, maybe BDA was onto something here. But
didn't Pacquiao fight Bradley in America? Wasn't that in the States?
Yeah, he fought him in the States.
And Bradley is the American too, so that's not as shocking. But I agree with you guys. Texas is notorious. I just can't. It would have to. Put it this way: if he wins on the scorecards, Billy Joe, that means he absolutely throttles.
But
it indicates the fight is close. And even if there are fans, including myself, who may have thought Billy Joe nicked it, then I until proven otherwise, I doubt that they'll give Billy Joe.
What was the reason behind Bradley winning against Pacquiao?
I think there was some money involved.
Well, exactly. Now you have to take into account Bob Arum. He was a promoter of both fighters. He would have benefited from a rematch. Now in this case, I don't even know who's who. Like Canelo's a free agent, so
Canelo's a free agent.
But Canelo brings in money everywhere he shows up, and if you know what I mean, if this Texas wants him to continue to fight there because they'll make millions in revenue off this fight, it just always seems very, you know what I mean. It's usually the money guy. I understand that Pacquiao is definitely, but you said that third rubber match, or Bob was getting paid again regardless, right? So
exactly. So it's a different situation.
Hey, Butcher, let me ask you this question: do you think a loss for Canelo could hurt him at this point of his career? Could actually hurt him?
No.
I think it could. Let's say if he lost to Billy. Let's say he lost to Billy Joe in a close fight. This is hypothetical. I don't think this shit's gonna happen, but let's just say it does, right? And he wins the fight, and he doesn't get a rematch clause, right? Like, let's say Billy Joe just like, man, I beat you, man. Fuck that. I'm out of here. I'm going to 168 or whatever. Excuse me. I'm gonna stay at 168 with your belt and fight somebody else, or maybe I'm gonna go down to 160 and fight Triple G, whatever the guy's Andre. That could hurt him. But if it's a rematch clause, right, and let's say he loses and he gets the rematch, and Canelo comes back and beats him, then I could see a scenario where the fight, could be sort of rigged in Billy Joe Sanders' favor, which I fucking doubt very much. But other than that, I think they want Canelo to stay unbeaten. The only person he lost to was Floyd Mayweather, technically on record, right? And they want to keep that as long as they could, sort of in the same way they needed Floyd Mayweather to stay undefeated, because a loss to Floyd Mayweather, Mayweather would have hurt him more than anything had he lost and it would have hurt the people that are making money behind the scenes.
And I'm sure in this fight that there's only one way with a rematch clause. In almost all of Canelo's fights, he does a rematch clause only on his side. You know what I mean? He has an offer for the other guy. If he loses, he can, call for a rematch. But he doesn't never offer, like he didn't offer to Triple G, he didn't offer to Lara, he didn't offer to even Trout when he was fighting another guy who had a WBA belt, and he still didn't offer to him. So he's always been that way. He's been pretty stingy about those rematch clauses. He just doesn't like losing control.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. See, I don't like that. I don't like the fact. I mean, he gave Triple G a rematch, but that's because he knew he lost, and that was after the whole clenbuterol thing, he had to fight him afterwards as well. You know what I mean? Like
he had to exactly. His own countrymen were calling him out. Everybody knew he lost. He had to fight him again.
And the pay-per-view draw that generated was nice payday for both of them.
What did they like?
But the minute he got I think at best a draw, he enacted his "I ain't fighting you again." You know what I mean? And he's done that, pretty steadily since 2013, since he's won that WBC belt. Almost every fight, I checked into it, almost every fight, he's only had the one-way rematch clause.
And by the way,
I think is a little shitty.
Don't forget, too, that there was a recent interview he did with Graham something over on YouTube, and he admitted that the only guy he's really, truly disliked and who he wanted to decapitate in the ring was Triple G. I mean, think about it. A Mexican saying he wants to decapitate
I always knew that.
somebody.
Yeah, I always knew he hates that dude. I think it's more than just that. I think it's, man, I know I'm on steroids. I know they're watching you, and that's the best that I could do.
Exactly.
Hadn't fought a fair one since.
I don't think he's too big of fans of Saunders either, to be honest with you, dude. You see him walk through that lobby?
Well, Saunders a mouther, right? He's a dude that, before you fight him, right? You have a pretty good idea when you size up a dude. You've seen how he fights, and you're like, man, I'll fuck this dude up. He's talking so much shit. I think that's where, I think that's where Canelo doesn't like him. But when it comes to Triple G, I think it's different. It's like, that's the big homie. The system is on my side.
His manhood was questioned. Yeah. Plus, everybody saw him lose. So, he hated Triple G. But I think Saunders will get under his skin. I think Saunders said enough dumb things now. For him to call his team, it wasn't even like Saunders. I don't even think Saunders was in the lobby. For him to call just his fucking fellow guys pussies, just his crew pussies. Like he turns on pussies. I'm like, wow, good. He's all riled up.
What got under his skin was the no-show at the presser, or the media event where Canelo had to show up alone with Reynoso. Until then, Billy Joe Saunders really wasn't involved with this. It was his dad. And just to start from the top, I agree with what Jimmy said was what I was saying when the article first came out about he's going to leave, which is, how in the fuck is this not in the contract? I mean, there's a lot of fucking... There's a lot of variables, I know, in one of these contracts, there really is. But oh, this is not out of left field. Like, what if the fan man fucking crashes the ring? What are we gonna do here? This is like the ring size, and if you've been watching boxing for goddamn 2 weeks, you understand that Billy Joe Saunders, what his game plan is going to be, so to speak.
Exactly.
And you know what Canelo's, how he fights, and you know how Saunders fights, even though Saunders doesn't give as many fights he's so, he's on the shelf for so long in between fights, and he doesn't give you too much of a pulse with
Yeah,
Saunders,
I think he would have punked out if he could have. I'm being honest with you. I think he would have punked out.
Oh,
if he could have,
he would have. But all I'm saying is that goddamn good. How do you let the fucking variable of ring size go down to 3 days before the fight? That's fucking nonsense.
Yeah, and because he didn't control it. He never controlled it. He was never going to give any. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's backing for no reason. They were never going to give him any kind of option, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying everybody told me, well, because Canelo's got the control here. But how come you don't? I mean, you can A-side somebody in the contract. Take it or leave it. This is the pay. You want this fight. Here it is. Here's the ring size. Here's my gloves. Here's my wraps. Here's your gloves. Here's your wraps. Here's my drug testing. Here's my juicy beef. Pause. We've seen this before. We understand the play. We understand the approach Canelo's taken to this, right? So all I'm saying is, how the fuck is that? I know you can get A-sided. He is the A-side.
Point taken, man. Yeah, it's a bizarre.
When you walk in there and the ring's 18 feet, that's some fucking bullshit.
Exactly. Man.
You can't you can't let somebody fucking chisel you, because some people just want to do it to death, and they have no shame about it. And
first of all, cool it with the fucking anti-Semitic things.
We should put attention to what Billy Joe Saunders says.
Yeah, but Pete's using anti-Semitic. Pete's using anti-Semitic language there. So,
yeah, Pete is anti-Semitic. This is come on. Family show, man.
Hold on 1 second. The thing about it is, Canelo and Saunders, Canelo and Saunders themselves, I've said very little about this thus far. Saunders in his bedroom fucking off, and his dad's the one that's making a false threat. And you saw it in his eyes when he said, he goes, if that ring is not 22 feet, we're getting on the plane and going home. You saw the way he cut his eyes over. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Hold on. I'm entitled.
I want to say something real quick. Look, he doesn't get to dictate how big the fucking ring's gonna be. Like come on, man. He's bullshitting. Now, maybe he's trying to get under his head, Pete. That's all. But that's not gonna work.
Recognize.
You're the B-side.
This is not in the contract. You can put me in a fucking baby crib. When I get there, that ring can be however. It's not over either. Watch, they're gonna go at it about the. They're going to go at it about the padding in the fucking the canvas. Yeah. They're going to go at it about the ropes. They're going to go at it about. I'm telling you, this is going to be an ongoing thing.
He's trying. You know what he's trying to do? A Bernard Hopkins versus Trinidad, but that's not. He's not Bernard Hopkins.
On the ropes and stuff like that. That's all commission based.
That's the problem. He's not Bernard Hopkins, and
he's not.
And Canelo's probably a little bit better than Trinidad. So I'm sorry.
Billy Joe to this point is annoying as fuck with the restaurant jumping off the fucking the stairs of the restaurant. All these antics and shit. Yeah, it's cringy, and it's everything but in the ring. So thus far,
clown, right? Clown.
He's a clown. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If he's smart, he'll demand get them to tighten up the turnbuckle a little bit. Tighten the ropes up because Canelo will want
fucking
he'll want loose ropes.
Right, of course.
Hey fellas, we gotta go to a phone call. We gotta go to a phone call real quick. Yeah. Hold on a second. 509, you're in the air. 509, what's on your mind?
509.
So guys.
How you doing, man?
This is Apu. This is Apu from California.
How you doing, man? Thank you for calling in.
California.
California.
Yeah, I think this is a mismatch. The odds prove it too. I just seen the odds, and Canelo's a minus 800.
Oh,
so, he's 5-1 favorite. 5-1. The last time I checked.
Yeah, Saunders a plus. Yeah, Saunders a +5 to all you guys out there thinking that he has a shot. But then a lot of you guys are saying that he might win. I mean, he might win unofficially, like to the fans watching, but he's going to lose on the scorecards. I don't even think it's going to get that close. I don't think Saunders is. He's not in this level of Canelo. And then I said this before, and some of my friends say, "Oh, well, don't give Canelo credit when he beats this dude, because if you're saying it's a mismatch, Canelo shouldn't get credit." I'm just giving his credit right now. The way he looks unstoppable. So I'm saying he's that good before the fight, so I don't see this being close at all.
Well, Liam Smith said that as well. Liam Smith came out in an interview. He said, "Oh, I think Canelo's unbeatable." Nobody's unbeatable, and Canelo's already been beaten by Triple G in the first fight, so it's not like he hasn't shown any weaknesses in there. My thing is
Mayweather.
Well, Mayweather too. I mean, a while back.
That's what I'm saying. He's got a fucking loss already. Enough.
Hall of Famers.
But that's what I'm saying. That's to your point. That's to your point. He's people make it out to be as if he's some midget that he's only winning because he's got the judges in his pocket. The guy's pretty good. I don't understand why it's so hard to say. I mean, I know we all dislike him.
Yeah, he is. It's definitely a skilled fighter. I mean,
I'm a fanboy. I'm a
student of the game too.
There you go. So, caller, what's your
gets better?
Real quick, caller, what's your prediction for the fight?
I'd say it's going to be like the Smith fight. I think Saunders is going to get hit, and he's not going to want to. Kind of like Mikey versus Spence. I see it kind of going like that. Not wanting to win. And a 12-round fight.
I hope that's not what happens, man. I hope that's not what happens.
So you got decision Canelo then. Canelo by decision.
Well, BDA, you know how you'll know it'll be a lame fight, bro? You'll know it's a lame fight when I'm telling you, after about the second round, pay close attention to Saunders' back foot. When he's throwing that right jab, if he takes his left foot up off the canvas, either up onto his toe or fucking all the way up, because he'll tend to do that when he's flicking a jab and he's not putting anything on his punches. He'll, like a lot of southpaws, when they're not laying down in their punches, for some reason it's very obvious with southpaws, but he'll be up on his back toe. And if he's up on his back toe when he's throwing jabs, he's not trying to hurt him. He's trying to survive.
Very astute point right there.
Oh, yeah.
Very astute point.
And I want to say one more. Can I say one more thing? A lot of people keep bringing up Trout and Lara. Dude, Trout they got names on their record before they fought Canelo. Like, they actually beat in real names. Trout beat Cotto, and Lara, he beat
Williams.
He beat Angulo.
Well, he didn't get the official decision,
Trout.
but he beat Williams.
Angulo and Trout.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were 28 years old. Canelo was 22 and 23, I think, respectively.
22, 23, yep, exactly.
He was 22 when he beat Trout. And I had that fight 116, 111.
30 to 22 in terms of man strength is fucking, it's like a whole century sometimes.
Oh, yeah, dude, night and day. Plus coordination, he's used to that size now. His speed is better.
I was looking at him walking into the arena or wherever he was walking to, and he looks lean now. Now he's starting to look like that muscle is just settled in. All that muscle. Yep.
Bingo. Excellent observation.
Caller, you want to say something before? Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like those guys all had wins before they fought Canelo. They all fought against they have wins against real opponents. Saunders' best win is against David Lemieux and JT Sullivan and old Martin Murray.
Andy Lee too.
I think this is going to show. I think when Canelo stops this dude or just watches him, I think the other potential Canelo opponents, they're going to realize that just staying back and not fighting no names and waiting for that Canelo opportunity, I think that's going to hurt him, and they're gonna start trying to fight each other. Like, yo, like in order to beat Canelo, you actually got to like beat someone else in order that you can show that you can beat Canelo. Like iron kind of sharpens iron kind of mentality.
Right.
Hopefully for us, so we can see them fight real names instead of fighting like Jorge Montel, whatever Charles was fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Listen, I hope you're wrong. I hope it's a good fight because I don't want to see fucking Billy Joe Saunders just go in there in survival mode. But it's likely that that's what's going to happen on paper. But you never know, man. You never know. Anyway, thank you for your call. Thank you for calling in. Call back next time, right, man? Take it easy.
Thank you.
All right, so by the way, please no super chats, fellas. Please no super chats. We appreciate it, but if you got a little bit of money that you can donate, please donate it to Gonzalo's GoFundMe page. It's right up there in the description. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Brian says, via the super chat, he says, why is BDA capping hard that it would be a one-sided beatdown from Canelo if he fought Triple G again? Now, that's not what I said. I said that's what people would say going into the third fight, hence why there wouldn't be that much interest from the fans. Let me tell you something. I still think Triple G gives him a very tough outing. I don't think Canelo stops him. One punch at a time ain't gonna cut it against Triple G. You need to put combinations together, and Canelo can't hit Triple G with more than one shot at a time. It's not as easy as it seems to hit Triple, unless you're Sergey Ivrachenko. who doesn't give a fuck. But then again, you saw how his face looked after the fight. Shout out to Kenshiro, who donated the super chat as well. He says, Canelo will be nicknamed the British Killer soon. Oh, what's with this whole, guys, what's with this whole Mexican versus British rivalry starting to emerge right now?
What about
They're trying to
that?
find something to boost
What
his
about
pride
that
up a little
kid?
bit. 'Cause
Well, as long as he identifies as a gypsy and not a Brit, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
You talking about Kevin?
How could that bother a kid from Chicago? I just don't understand it.
he just couldn't find anybody with a yarmulke.
There's a
You can
method.
find no
There's a
Jews
method
blame.
to. There's a method to Kevin's madness. Trust me.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why he won Caller of the Year last year, man. It's not
That's
a
right.
coincidence.
No,
By the way,
I like him. I think he's funny as hell, but he just says some fucking weird ass shit.
well, listen, all of our callers are weird in one sense or the other. By the way, speaking of weird, let's go to the phone call, see who calls in here. Let's go to 419. 419, you're on the air. 419, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, BDA?
Oh, Tito.
Oh, Tito.
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah,
Hey, Tito, I was just thinking about some good old times when Tito
calling.
Trinidad beat Vargas.
Oh, come on. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Hold on.
the good times. They're rolling. Except for me, man. I mean, on my, I haven't been able to type for a little bit. Hey, ever since the Kumite, man, my iPad, it's outdated, man. Ever since, when me and D had that debate, D called my name. And, 2 days later, man, my iPad's outdated, so I can't type, so I got to watch you guys on the Roku thing.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Well, as long
I can
as you're
still
able
call in now and give my opinion.
Yes, please. Absolutely.
Hey, B-Day, you there?
You think D send up?
Hey, look at what I wanted to talk about too is hey, first I wanted to say, man, saying prayers for Gonzalo's baby, man. I wasn't able to type nothing, but if Gonzalo's there, we're saying prayers over here, man.
Absolutely,
and then,
I'm sure
getting
he'd
back to the fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The talk, man. We talked about it before. The Canelo, with the meat, the steroid meat, man. Come on, man. Hey,
What's wrong with the
it's
steroids?
like if an army went over to where you live and took your land over and then put food and poison in the water and then bringing in their fat cows and poisoning the people.
Of course.
And you got to eat. And then if your kids, they decide to box one day and because they ate some food, other people are going to call them cheaters for the food they ate. Man, they can tell, man, if someone's shooting steroids or if somebody ate something. Like
Sure.
the
Absolutely.
NFL, FIFA, everybody recognizes,
Nah, what
the shit
Canelo's
is,
doing is
what
all
the deal
natural,
is.
right, Tito? It's
But
all
people,
natural, man. That's
but
all
a lot
just
of people,
natural
they
Mexican
just ignore it and just say, oh, he's a cheater. No, man. Let the truth be out, man. The truth is out. Everybody knows
Yeah, but
that.
Tito, there's steroids you can take that don't change your physical appearance. They just change your aggression, your stamina, and recovery. And then there's stuff like clenbuterol that gives you a niacin pump and helps in recovery, but doesn't change your physical appearance.
I don't know a lot about that stuff, but I know this. If I went over there and I ate some of that stuff would be in me too.
Somebody who
It would be in you too.
No, you don't.
Right?
Calm down, Pete. Nobody's looking for you.
What's that, brother?
As long as both sides can do it, it's not cheating. Let them do
I
what they
can't
want.
type
As
no
long
more.
as both
I
sides
didn't
can
even
do
get
it.
to rub D when he called my name out, man. Yeah, so hopefully later on I get another iPad going so I can type.
Wait, Tito,
I think
hold on,
D sent the
Tito.
virus. I think D
Would
sent
make
the
you
virus
laugh
to
or
him.
make you cry.
Tito, hold on. Let me just get this straight. Tito, I don't know if you can hear me, but I think it's a little late. But let me get this straight. He called you out again, or?
Yeah, no. Remember on the debate, I was supposed to debate Box, and he didn't show up. And then D was supposed to debate the Brotherhood, and he didn't show up. So D called my name out. And I debated D on his subject.
You won.
And I beat his ass.
Rubbing salt in his face?
Well, listen. Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't hear D saying undefeated no more, do you?
Well, listen.
If he does, you know what?
Tito, come on, dude. You wear your high school fucking Letterman jacket to the bar still? Come on, man.
Tito. Well, hold on, Tito. If you win, look, you won fair and square, but you can't rub salt on the wound, man. That's
you're rubbing salt in the wound, man.
Come
that's
on,
a little distasteful there.
That's not the Aztec way, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey,
Okay,
humility,
hey,
brother,
man, we're gonna see a
humility.
killer fight, man.
You took
And, hey,
B.
man,
Jefferson's title away.
And I
give you
gotta
that.
give my opinion on Billy Joe. You know, yeah, man, he's talking junk, not much a ring bigger. Hey, look it. You know, Canelo is the A side, but look it. In a way, Billy Joe's the A side too, because Canelo will cut off his finger to get this belt. You know, he needs this belt. So, you know, he's going to do anything to get Billy Joe in the ring, you know. And Billy Joe's like blackmailing him. You know, hey, I want this, I want that. You know,
nice.
Canelo wants
Nice
this
for Billy
belt.
Joe. That's happened.
Good analogy.
Well, listen,
Hey,
Tito.
hey, BDA, and look, I was going to give, because there's a lot of guys there in the UK and a lot of people, I was going to tell them, you know, because today's a good day to bring it up, where the word gringo came from.
Oh, you're talking about the green coats?
Yeah, where?
Because it's... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
gringo, please.
Gringo.
Gringo. Yeah, comes from gringo.
You know, where that word came from. You know, that's a deep word, you know. So
Is
when
it?
people say it, you know, they really know what it means.
That's right. Well, I don't call people gringos. I try to just
I
call...
I
I
like
try to
to do
call
that.
them American imperialist scum. That's what I try to do. No, I'm kidding. No, but listen, Tito, what's your prediction? Because we got to move on, man. Final prediction for the Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo, unanimous decision, but I hope Canelo knocks him out.
Oh,
Hey,
jeez.
but
Okay.
look, hey, BD, it's just a quick story how the word gringo is. So when people know that word, you know, they know.
Okay, go ahead.
Give
Tell
us
us.
the history already.
Hey,
I didn't know this.
my dad's grandma told him, and I'm going to tell you, you know, the people, you know, the native people, my dad was Hiracheta people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Spanish, you know, that's the people in Mexico in the Sierra Madre, they call it now. But anyway, the soldiers come into the village, you know, and they were mean, you know, and all the men were gone, you know, they were fighting. And there was just women and children there. And when the soldiers come in, you know, the people that they just wanted them to leave them alone. And
Shot all the
they
cows
were
or
just
something.
mean, man, and they look it. So they didn't know how to say the word to leave them alone, and they didn't know nothing. They just knew the color of their uniforms was green, and they wanted them to leave them alone. So they said, go.
I'm
So
listening
they
to
started
them.
chanting, green, you know, leave us alone, go, green, go. So, you
When
know,
did this happen?
when someone calls that to somebody, you know, that's
Last
where it
year.
comes from, you know.
They're speaking English for the conquistadors?
Last year.
They're speaking
Speak, man.
English for the
Did this
conquistadors?
happen last year?
Yeah, I just
No, he
thought
needs to
because a
get.
lot of
Wait,
people
Jimmy,
don't
he
know
needs to
that
get
where the
this off
word
his
comes
chest,
from.
please. Just let him do it.
All right, but that's an interesting story there. That's a very interesting story there.
No, it's a true
Yeah,
story.
Tito, that was a
I
great story.
know,
Bye,
I know,
bro.
but what I'm saying is I've
It
heard
was
it before.
General
That's what
Persian looking for Pancho Villa.
I know. That's what I said.
Great
Green
story.
coats in the beginning because that's what they used to call them, green coats. But anyway, listen.
Call next
Tito-
time. Thank you, buddy.
No,
Very-
green
No, I
gold.
think
Oh my
green
goodness
gold,
gracious.
he says. Man, who
Yeah, I
knows,
know.
man?
So they were speaking
Nice talking
English
to
to
you,
the
buddy. Bye.
conquistadors? No wonder they took over all the land. Kept going.
Ah.
Hey, when I get my stuff, when I can type, I'll talk to you guys later. But have a good show, man.
Yeah,
All right, fantastic.
Tito.
And then go Canelo.
You're the greatest.
You're the best, Tito. And call back
All
next
right.
time, man. Take it easy, man.
Peace
All
out.
right, later,
See you,
man.
Domino.
Green
See you
go.
later, Domino.
Green go.
All right, Domino. Peace, man.
All right. All right. That was a very interesting
Go,
call.
Green, go.
A very interesting etymological lesson there from...
I didn't know where he was going with that. That's why I could barely hear
Listen,
him.
he was giving us a little. Hey, Jimmy, you gotta
Hey,
appreciate
guys,
it, man. He's giving us a little history.
Cinco
lesson.
de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo
Cinco de
today.
Mayo.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Is it Cinco de Mayo today?
Yeah.
However,
Yes, it's the 5th of May. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
Oh,
you
yeah,
tell
that's
how
right.
wasted
Oh, shit.
how wasted T-Tone is? God damn.
Tito's gonna be partying right
no,
now.
well, Pete, what are you talking about? He was as sober as I am.
I
As
don't know
sober
where
as
Tito's from, but I'm assuming like
I
he's from
agree with that.
Arizona,
No, I agree with
Texas.
that part. That's
Hey, Tito's still
Sober as a
celebrating
priest.
that. Tito's still celebrating that Kumite victory against D.
Yeah.
Crimson fucking hanging low on that one, huh?
Yeah,
I
how
can
long is
picture him
Hey.
right now, seriously, 36 years old, wearing his Letterman jacket from high school. Remember that game? Fuck, I caught that pass!
I do that all the time, Jimmy. What the fuck?
Jimmy, you don't remember when he came at me? He said, "Hey, remember the good old times when Sanchez beat Gomez? That was some good fights, man." Like, damn, that was like 1981, bro. God.
All right.
Hey,
He's a
next,
good guy, man. He's
before we
funny.
get, I just want to say that for the next Kumite, I want to see Pete against D. They've been going at
Let's
it
do
for
it.
a few days now.
Really?
Oh,
give me
nice.
the. No.
About
What's
what?
going on
We
there,
went out
Pete?
for one. We went at
You
it for
guys
one day.
fighting
I
about?
jumped on there. jumped on there.
There's somebody I like to commentate with. Can you guys guess who?
BDA.
Who?
No. His name shall not be mentioned after a video I saw right before I got here. Yeah, we'll talk later, but
we're not talking about it.
I don't know.
I know.
I'm starting.
Why did you say his
I'm
name?
starting to understand why Islam doesn't eat pork. Hold on a
Yay!
second.
Oh!
You get it? You get it? All right, listen. Hold on a second. We got a lot going on here. Let's go to a. Oh, hold on. Is this long distance? I don't know.
Sounds like
548. You're on the air. 548. What's on your mind?
That's local. That's domestic.
That's
Hey
downstairs.
boys, first time calling in here.
All right. Yeah. Can you,
How you doing, buddy?
There might be some delay on our end, so just speak and we'll take it from there, man. What's on your mind?
Bear with us.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm saying this. I'm thinking Billy Joe, unanimous decision. I'm thinking Tyson Fury. He's going to help him out with those antics. And, yeah, unanimous decision. He got the ring extension. I think that'll help him big time. And, yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Damn. All right. Well, see, I meant a few words, but those words matter, man.
What's your name?
What's your name, 548?
Caleb.
All right.
Caleb.
Is this Caleb?
Yeah, LAB. Yeah.
Caleb from Canada.
Oh, shit.
Is this
Caleb from Canada?
Yeah.
From Canada.
Is this Caleb? Is this Caleb Plant? Is this Caleb Plant?
Who?
Caleb Plant. Are you Caleb Plant, the one and only?
Oh, no. No. I'm Caleb Truax.
Oh, okay. Then we're gonna hang up on you. Thank you for calling it. No, I'm kidding. Now listen, I want to.
Okay, yeah. Have a good one, man.
No. But hold on. One last question here, because you're saying you're one of the few people I've actually heard openly to say that Billy Joe Saunders beats him. When you say he beats Canelo at boxing, are you talking he's gonna school him, or he's gonna make it? He's gonna do just enough to win? Like, break it down a little bit.
Like, for me personally, I think if you watch Canelo in the press conferences, like, you can't take a lot from there. But if you see him get frustrated, so I think it's tough for me to not take Canelo. If Canelo's cool and calm, comes on the day, he probably beats him. But Billy Joe's in his head. I think he dances around, makes Canelo miss a bit, tires out in the 8th or 9th round probably. And yeah, just it's a gong show at that point. But yeah, I think he gets it done.
All right, listen, Caleb, that's a very bold prediction. You got some balls, my friend. I hope you're right, man, because I'm starting to get tired.
Hey,
of
what
this
part of
Canelo.
Canada? What part of Canada are you calling from, Caleb?
Ontario.
Oh, Ontario.
boy.
There you go. All right, listen, Caleb, thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. Thank you for your prediction, and we'll catch you on the next one, all right, man?
Yeah. I'll be listening. Have a good one, boys.
You too, man. Damn, that's an interesting. Listen, fellas, I think we can all agree here. If Canelo loses, we're all gonna be a little bit. Yeah.
I'll be dancing, man. I'll be dancing.
Oh, that would not be good.
But it won't happen. But if it does happen, I know I'll celebrate.
How's that?
Yeah, be like, fuck the diva. That kind of celebration. That's all.
Oh no, I thought you said you know how I will be celebrating. I said, well, what does that
No.
mean?
I didn't say that. I said, you know what I said.
No, I didn't. No, anyway. All right, whatever. Listen, let's
go.
No,
I said it. You said it. You heard it. I said it.
But I thought you said. All right, anyway. Listen.
No, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
All right.
You heard me say it.
I get it. Listen. Let's go to the wild card here.
Who's on first?
111, you're on the air. 111, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Wild card call.
Wild card, you're on the air. All right, fuck it. This person's taking their time. All right. One hitter in the chat room says, if Canelo has slow feet, then why do you need 24 feet to outmove him? Very good question.
That's a good point. If he's like, he's going to beat him with his feet, then he needs like a 20. Just an 18-foot ring that should be big enough for him.
It's just harder to cut it. The bigger the ring, it's harder to cut it off. You have just more angles you can pull to get out of a spot. That's all.
Yeah, man. I mean, look. Hey, by the way, I wanted to bring something up here. Hold on a sec. Okay, this is the Canelo clash that you guys were talking about here. I'm sharing the screen. Jimmy, I don't know if you can watch it, but at least you'll be able to listen if you can't. This is when he was in the lobby and he started getting into it with some Billy Joe Saunders fans or members of his team.
Come on, it's try happening now. You've come a long way. You've come a long way. Grow some bollocks, man. Come on. Homies.
You're a fucking pussy.
Pussy! If you're a third replacement, I'll about you. If you're a...
Okay, first of all, two things. Like as he in the Discord said, when Canelo speaks in English and he tries to sound tough, he sounds like a pussy. I'm sorry, man. You're the pussy. That's number one. Number two, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy saying, "Hey, I'll fight you. I'll fight you"? Like, man, you ain't gonna do nothing. Look at him. Where is he? Anyway, who cares?
That middle-aged dude? That middle-aged clown? I'll fight you. Yeah, what the fuck you gonna do? Dude, Canelo would fucking kill you.
I was waiting for an Arisa kick, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, it was Alex Arisa. Yeah, Alex Arisa.
Who threw that kick?
It was Alex Arisa.
Oh, when Alex Arisa kicked a trainer, it wasn't he was fighting with Freddie Roach about something and he wound up kicking is it Pacquiao Ruiz
Freddie
fight?
Roach. He kicked Freddie Roach, bro.
Yeah, it was before the Pacquiao Ruiz fight, yeah. What is wrong with him? Kicking
Hey, you
Freddie
know what,
Roach?
man? In the next boxing video game, they should put that move. If they, like you press X B at the same time, then boom, you can actually kick a guy in the chest. What else?
Kicked him and hauled ass too. If you notice, like his back foot was up, like Jimmy was talking about with the jab. He fucking kicked him with one foot and had his other foot. He was booking out of there. He kicked him and then retreated immediately. Ran out of the room.
Hey, wait a minute. He was actually arrested for that?
Nice.
When was he arrested in the Philippines? I'm watching this old video from Casino for Life. And it's from 2010.
It looks like Pacquiao's relative is right.
Detective Blue Boy.
Yeah, recognize. How do you think that conversation went? You're under arrest.
Yo,
Detective
excuse me,
Blue Boy.
Alex Arisa, you are under arrest. I'm doing my
Blue
job.
Boy with a pair of aviator shades on and a badge.
And Alex Arisa talked with that bitch voice of his. Wait, listen, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, and then they shoot you in the back of the head. That's the fucked up thing over there. The police get caught with heroin on you, they'll just shoot you in the head right on the spot. That's the God's honest truth.
That's insane, man. I mean, that's what is. Did they go to the Felix Verdejo School of Shooting or something? My goodness. By the way, where are we at with the Felix Verdejo thing? Recognize? Did his wife have something to do with it at the end of the day, or?
Yeah, she did.
No, I don't think.
She did. She was the accomplice. Recognized. She's the one who testified. Turned state's evidence flipped on him.
That makes sense. You know why that makes sense? Because I was thinking, why would one of his boys do this?
Put themselves in all that shit.
And then, because those dudes are pretty, hardcore. They're going to be like, I don't know.
Well, it kind of made me question right off the rip what I'm saying. According to her friends, that she went to meet with them to discuss aborting the baby. Like, she had every intention to get rid of the child. So right away, I'm like, okay, so it must have been premeditated. Maybe they started arguing, he punched it, but then I read the affidavit, and they bought drugs earlier that day with the intention of drugging her. So it was premeditated murder. I'm saying, why would they prematate? Why would they and do it so sloppy? Use their own car, use their cell phone, so the cops can do connect the dots.
Jimmy,
so yeah, it was the wife who told him, if you love me, you'll do it because you cheated on me.
Jimmy, you know that so he threw her over a bridge
and shot at her.
Yeah, it was a bridge in fucking forgot but I don't think it was in San Juan. It wasn't there. It was it's a bridge that crosses to a military base, I believe, and I think that's why it's federal.
Yeah, it floated into the San Juan Harbor, I believe. I know they found her late Saturday, so she was in the water for only 2 days, but because obviously Caribbean waters, the water's warm, and fishes were digging on her. I mean, they had to do dental just to identify her. But the callousness, the punch her in the face, strangling her with the fucking wire, tying her up with wire, and then throwing her over, tied to a brick, and then wanting to put bullets in her to help her sink. I mean, this is just, and they did it on a bridge that was on camera. See, that was the thing. They had this crazy evidence on him almost right away because these idiots used their own car. They used their cell phones. But yes, it absolutely was his wife who was with him, who then turned state's evidence, who's now testifying against him. And the feds are picking it up too. So it's going to be eligible for the death penalty.
That makes more sense. Yeah, the wife now, because I was wondering who the fuck gets caught, and the second they get caught, it's like all right, I'm gonna tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's happened. I know it's happened. Obviously, it's happened. But to go out of your way to do it, and be a part of it, that's a woman thing. You know what I'm saying? That's like a woman like, oh shit, I'm busted, man. Fuck that. I'm gonna throw him under the bus.
Yeah, she got scared, man. Probably never been arrested. She's got detectives all around her. They saw their cars. They saw his car in the fucking bridge. And they probably recognized there was a female with them and just got her into the fucking down, and just sweated her for a few minutes. And
if you look at the wife,
she rolled right over him.
Hey, Jimmy, if you look at the wife and you look at the girl he killed, they look very similar. They're the same type.
Except the wife is fucking chubby, and the blonde chick is hot. And that's exactly why the wife is like, that bitch, that fucking bitch. If you love me, fuck you. The only way you're gonna make this right, I want you to kill her. I'm telling you right now, he wouldn't have done it if it wasn't her.
She comes from the rumor was that her father's a big shot in San Juan. He was a big shot, shot. Let's just say shot caller, right?
Well, it just goes to show you the complete disconnect with the whole situation. It's like,
I
you
bet
guys have never watched an episode of CSI once.
If this is true that her father is a big shot, I bet you didn't go over it with him, because I know what he would have said. So what? Deal with it. That's it. Just so what? I'm not fucking ruining my.
Exactly. Plus, she was willing to get rid of it. You know what I mean? Like, she was willing to abort the baby. So this was punitive. They were killing her just for the sake of killing her, and that's a fucking female trait. She wanted her wiped off the earth. Her rage, her jealousy, and fucking, because that was her punishing thing. You cheated on me, and he's probably, oh, fucking, please forgive me, and I'll only forgive you if you get rid of her. And that if you kill her, that'll prove that she meant nothing to you. I'm telling you right now, this is not the first time something like this has happened.
How do you think they can get away with it though? And then
it's insane, dude. Their own cell phones, dude. That's a connected dots for the police.
Exactly.
For your contribution, he says. Steven Schneider says, "A shame they do not have the death penalty." Okay.
The feds could put you to death, though. That's the. Am I right about that, Jimmy?
Yes, and that's the reason why I believe the prosecutor has asked the FBI to get involved, because the prosecutor and the people on the island want him dead. In prison, they had to make a whole thing in the San Juan prison because the inmates went nuts. They were like wanting to get at him, so they already had to put him in PC. So I mean, 1-on-1, he'd fuck 90% of those dudes up, but. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be coming.
Right. When they're together,
left at the gate.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in a field. If he was smart, he'd end it right now. He would open his wrist up. No, I mean he's never gonna get out of prison. He's gonna get life without the possibility of parole. That's the best he can hope for, or death penalty, which is fucking 24-hour lockdown. You're in solitary confinement until they put you to death.
Shoot program.
Take up to 14 years.
Yeah. Listen. I'm glad you got the reference. But listen, I wanted to show.
Oh yeah, they're trading places, right? I mean, trading day.
Yeah.
Right away, dude.
Hey, listen, I want to play the clip here, going back to the Billy Joe Saunders thing, because we'll go back to the Verdejo thing at some point here. This is the face-off here between Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo earlier today, I believe. They finally got face-to-face, and let me tell you something, it did not disappoint. Here it is. By the way, I understand. Look at Billy Joe Saunders wearing a robe. He's like Eddie Nash. Right. What was the name of the guy in Boogie Nights, played by Carlos Molina, with the fucking underwear?
Rehab Jackson.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, look at this, man. What the fuck?
See the little Chinese guy lighting firecrackers back there?
This is Cosmo. He's just don't mind him.
Sister
best scene,
Christian.
Top scene of all times. Top 10 scenes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Love it.
Gypsy. Yeah. The gypsies are there, yeah. The gypsy.
Mexican is ready.
The Mexican.
We know.
You had loads of beef.
Yeah.
You like the beef. The Mexican.
You like the Jews.
Yeah. Beef. You like that beef, yeah?
You love other things.
You love the
All
beef.
right.
Yeah. You like the beef, yeah? You like the beef.
I love it.
You love it. That's good.
The juicy beef.
It's very good.
By the way, who's the fat guy behind Billy Joe Saunders that's doing all that jawing too?
That's the real beef. That's the real beef right there.
That's the bodyguard
in the back
with the pistol under his shirt.
The guy in the back is the real beef. He's the cow.
That's the bodyguard. Remember the bodyguard with the pistol under his shirt in Biggie Nights?
Oh yeah.
That's his mother.
He's checking the coke with the fucking holster. How y'all doing?
Wow,
how y'all doing?
Billy Joe Saunders is listed at 5'11", I believe, and
5'11", yep.
and Canelo's 5'8", right?
5'9", 5'8".
No,
5'9" and a half,
because he
right?
looks.
I think he's shorter. I know.
I think he's shorter, Big Bucho. He looks like he's about at least 3 inches taller than Canelo. From that angle, I mean, I could, you know how angles.
He's got a 71-inch reach, too. It's not very long for the height. He actually has 1 inch shorter reach than Trout.
Whoa.
And Trout was as slick as, yeah, exactly, BDA. 1 inch shorter than Trout. And Trout was Trout was awesome at his height. At the height, 2013, after he had beat Cotto. I mean, that was an excellent performance.
Unless Canelo fights totally out of his game plan, he should be able to beat this dude.
Imagine Billy Joe comes out swinging and shit.
That's what Bucho. Somebody in the message board said that. He says the only way he wins is by knockout, so he's gonna come out swinging. I'm thinking, really,
imagine
with this 28% KO ratio.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's under 50 for sure.
He can take a punch, I think. Though. I mean, he can take.
Canelo's just as fucking bad, dude. Listen. I know we're getting on Billy Joe for his because he's just a jack off outside of the ring pretty much his whole career. And he fought Eubanks, which is must have been a real firefight. And neither one of those guys together, they couldn't keep Triple G off of them if they were together. He could walk them both down at the same time. But the thing about Canelo is he's 5'9", right? This guy for 168 and 175, this fucking guy is walking straight forward. He's walking down Caleb fucking Smith or whatever the guy's name was.
Caleb,
the guy's got a belt around his waist.
Smith.
He never took a step back all night. He walked straight forward and followed him around the ring, and he showed up on the ropes and he started throwing punches to his body. So that's what he's going to try to do with Billy Joe Saunders, But Billy Joe, for just this time he's been on the ground, Billy Joe himself, not his dad, but Billy Joe Saunders himself, the little interviews that I've seen him give, he's handling himself all right. He's not getting involved with it directly. He's just. They were asking him where he was right after this face-off. They took questions, and the reporters got to ask him about the ring and about what his no-show was yesterday. And he goes, "Yesterday I was in my room playing with my balls. He's playing with my balls."
Okay, he didn't say that, man.
Yeah,
he didn't.
BDA. I'm not joking. Look for the clips. Wherever you found that clip just now. Scroll down a little bit.
So you want on one of my browsers, you want the history to show that I was searching for Billy Joe Saunders' balls. That's what you're saying, man? Come on. Think I was born yesterday? You think I was born yesterday?
That'll be the cleanest thing on there.
No, but seriously, I mean,
but he really did though, and he said it very matter of fact. Yeah, he said it very matter of fact because
get a VPN. Get a VPN. BDA.
He said the ring thing. We got here, and they try to roll out an 18-foot ring, and when it's unacceptable. But bottom line to it, so we got it straightened out.
Right.
He himself is not and this is like an Angel Garcia thing, Danny does what he does, or he's not even visible. Billy Joe wasn't even visible during this shit. Now his dad made a bunch of false threats, but
fuck him.
And neither was Canelo. He wasn't dealing with it either. The only time Canelo got interested is when he no-showed at that presser. That wasn't.
But Saunders going after his own promoter tells me he's just not got his head in it. He's wasting energy going after fucking Eddie Hearn, complaining that he's favored Canelo, and Hearn's like fucking.
You came
here for match.
You came here
for Matchroom, dude. But he's like, you came here for Matchroom, couldn't get a big fight though. Remember that was his big claim. That's the reason why he left Matchroom. He couldn't get him any big money. He's making money now that he will put it this way, he could fight after tonight. He fighting Canelo, he have to fight 5, 6, 7 times before it scratched the surface of the money he's making against Canelo. So I think it's pretty much a bailout.
What's his pay?
2016.
What's his pay?
I don't even know, but I'm sure it's triple anything he's ever even looked at.
Hey, but
I'm sure it's. What's that?
7 to 10 million.
Let's say you're Billy Joe Saunders. You want to come into this fight thinking, there's everybody's against you. Sorry, the whole system is against you. You're not supposed to win.
Yes.
You go with that mentality, right? You're already supposed to, so you don't have anything to lose.
Yes. That's the way to do it.
And then on top of that, he's a horrible champion. He's a horrible ambassador for the sport. Not just for the stuff he does outside the ring, but his inactiveness, his getting out of fights, all that shit. It's not. I mean,
That's what
he
I'm saying,
held that fucking belt hostage for years. You know what I mean? Like, he's a fucking horrible ambassador for the sport. The sport would be better off with him gone.
Oh,
Jimmy's right.
Jimmy, but talking
No,
about
Jimmy's
Saunders
right.
thing, what type of Saunders are we gonna see on Saturday night? He might be the best Billy Joe Saunders that we've ever seen. I mean, this is his. I mean, come on, say what you want about the guy. He's a professional boxer. I'm pretty sure he had dreams of becoming.
I think he's got the house in Bora Bora picked out, brother. I know what you're saying. No, I know exactly what you're saying, Buccio. He could come in. He could say, "Fuck it," throw all fucking caution to the wind.
Yeah.
Go. I'm not going to fight after this. I'm going to make my payday. Let's fucking do it. Let's go in there and. I mean, honestly, I think that could be the best approach. Just go out there, bang it out. Why prolong it?
Jimmy,
I mean,
you're right. Hey, Jimmy, you're right. You're right, and so is Buccio. But like, that's the point of not having an 18-foot ring. In other words, okay, you didn't knock out Caleb Smith, right? I might come in here as the B-side. I fight the world. That's like the that's the traveler type of way. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck about that. He's just a pain in the ass up to this fight. You can't even get fights on film within the last 2 years to even draw comparison to this. He doesn't fight. He holds the belts up. He cancels fights. And Canelo's just as bad since Triple G giving us a bunch of fucking no-hopers in there. And a side in the shit out of all of them. So it's like, you're really not interested in either one of them at the end of the day. That's what it leads up to. That's what it happens here.
Well, I see. I don't come on down on Canelo as hard as you guys about who he's fought. I don't think Kovalev, it was cherry picking away because he was on the tail end, but he was still going up to heavyweight. You know, that's why a lot of people didn't think he'd be able to beat him. Also, Callum Smith wasn't even the ring rated number one or 160-pound champion at one time.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he
Jim,
was very highly rated. Understand? Yes, it was a joke. He fought to survive.
I'm not
agree
shitting on
100%
Canelo.
with
I'm
you.
disappointed.
But I'm
with
just
it.
saying,
Yeah,
it really
I'm
wasn't
disappointed.
much out there for him to fight.
He's
A lot of people
frustrating,
thought he
Canelo,
lost his last
you know.
fight. Jimmy, with what's that guy?
John Ryder.
I think that was Ryder. Yeah, Ryder beat him. Like a lot of people.
I'm just saying, Jimmy. He frustrates me more than anything because he already lost to Mayweather. It's done. There's no O to talk about. There's no O for your management to tell you about. There's no O for your promoters.
It's an incorporation. It's a corporation right now, dude. Because Canelo Alvarez is it's a multi-million-dollar thing. So a loss to Billy Joe Saunders, not a loss if he went in and say lost to Triple G, something like that. But if he lost to Billy Joe Saunders, his brand will take a huge hit.
Here's
That's
the thing, though.
my problem. You can't be putting these no hopers in there because if something were to happen, you're putting more pressure on yourself than you would if you just fight Triple G. If he just fought Triple G, he happened to lose, so fucking what? It's Triple G. I mean, who gives a shit? Let's get it. Let's do the rematch. Let's do the rematch. Huh? If he had fought Triple G on time 2 years before the first fight, you know what I'm saying? He wants to go after the belts now, but he threw that belt in the trash can because they were going to force him to fight Triple G. I don't want to start dogging him, but
that sucks. That's the thing I really dislike him
That's
about.
what I'm saying. So if you had fought him on time and then won or lost, you could have fought him again and then won or lost. I want to see the best fight in the division. I don't give a fuck about any of this, dude. There's always a but he's got a belt. Yeah, but I want to unify. Yeah, but different other side of the street. People are tired of it. And again, he's using the Floyd playbook, but why? Because he doesn't have an O. There's no O. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said the most important things ever said to you, always follow the but. That's what I always tell people. Somebody's telling you something, ignore everything that came before they said but.
Yeah, there's always a but sometimes. And I know you can ask for everything. You can keep asking of these guys, but I think, that's my thing with Canelo is I'm shit on him because I shit on him because I'm a little bit puzzled what the fuck the difference is if it's Yildirim or if it just happens to be anyway, you can go back in time. I didn't need to see Khan. I didn't need to see Kirkland.
2016 was one of his worst years, by the way. 2016 was a waste of a year. But I will say this. To Pete's point also, I wanted to talk about the titles. When people go, well, he wants to unify. Why the fuck does he want to unify belts? I mean, he's above the belts.
I know. I thought about it, but think about it. There's nothing else, man. There's absolutely nothing. I mean, we're talking about
now he wants to do
Triple G and it would have been acceptable. But yeah, that's true. But now there's not even a fighter that Canelo can lose to that is acceptable at 168 or even 160. My question is, where is can Canelo's career start losing steam? And maybe
No,
a
you know
loss,
what? He can.
and maybe a loss can rejuvenate his. It can create some drama. You know, like a story. You know, he lost against somebody. Let's have the rematch. You know, because
Hey,
or else
listen,
it's boring.
if Billy Joe Saunders smokes him, that's gonna be bad for Canelo. I agree, but the problem with these fights here is that you know, if Billy Joe Saunders came in there and survived, if it was a Arislan to Laura fight all the way over again, Laura all over again, you know, just ran all night, displaced, back foot, counterpunched, hauled ass, and Canelo never caught up to Laura that night. And so you had this kind of a funky split decision, you know what I mean? Like, depending on what style you like. But, like, if he were to lose like that to Billy Joe, no, it wouldn't fucking. What do you think? It's going to decimate his career? You're not going to watch. I mean, it's not going to fucking destroy him.
It's going to hurt his brand.
What's going to destroy him is if he gets too big for himself. Like that 118-110 scorecard from Adelaide Bird in the first fight. Remember that?
Yeah,
that was fucking ridiculous. But you know what? It's boxing. It's fucked up. But when he got on the microphone and said something about it, yeah, when he got on the microphone and said something about it, like he almost said that he almost agreed with it. Remember, they asked him about the 118-110 card. That fucking arena, that arena came down on him momentarily, just because they know what's out of line and what's not, man. Just that's my only viewpoint.
Out of line for me is when he gave up his belt. When you throw your belt in the fucking barrel to avoid fighting a fighter. I mean, let's be honest. He's just not giving enough to fight him now. Okay, here you go, clunk. And then wait 2 years until you see a fucking chip in the armor against Jacobs, and then okay, I'm ready to do it now. And then all of a sudden you lost the first fight, and then whatever. But yeah, I've lost a lot of respect for Canelo when he did that. But I still appreciate the abilities he has and that fucking crazy retard redhead strength.
Well, to Butcher's point though, Butcher brought up the good points. Like at this point, what can Canelo do? Because if he fights Benavidez, people are gonna say he's a cokehead. Plant, his face is made of foreskin. I agree with that. I agree with that. Then if he fights Triple G, he's too old. So at this point, what does he have to do? Move up to 175?
Well, first off, good point's the only kind of Bucho makes. So let's establish that.
He is the king. He is my king.
Yeah, no, I know. Really, what is he going to do? He's not going to go up to 175. That's just too much of a, guys up there. So honestly, and another thing, Plant's not going to. I mean, no, Plant. Yes, I think Canelo is the one exception that they would cross the street. Obviously, him would cross the street for because he'd get 15% of $8 million, $10 million. So of course he would do it. But anybody else, I don't see it happening. But I mean, they're all jockeying for that. And put it this way: if Billy Joe Saunders, if he can beat Billy Joe Saunders at 168, I mean, Billy Joe Saunders, I think, is better than Plant. So how do you make that fucking?
He should beat Billy Joe Saunders. You know, I just where can he go from here? It's up to him. It really is up.
Well,
to
he's
him.
A free agent too, so he can go to pay-per-view land.
Okay, yeah, but he always has been in control. He's been in control for a while now. I know he had a promoter, and I know Reynoso's his manager, but fucking guy. He is bigger than the belts. He is bigger than the goddamn promoters. He will sell no matter what, which is my point about the losing. He already lost once. It doesn't matter. No one cares about that shit. So the point of the matter is, like, going forward, you can't change what he's done so far. What he's done so far, I've been a little bit frustrated with. Going forward, it's up to him, man. But you can't fault the guy if there's nobody in your division. It's like faulting, like Triple G. Dude, all he can do is get in there 4 times a fucking year, or 3 times a year, whatever. 3 or 4 times a goddamn year, and all I want to see is him fight the best person
Well, Pete, all
at that
you
weight
got to
division.
do is look at the people who are complaining about Canelo's partners or opponents they're fighting, right? It's so funny to get on Twitter, and I just go to their page because I see them talking about him, and then you go to their page, you see who they pack, who they're backing, and it's like, they're a big, huge Giovanni Davis fan. It's like, you're really fucking talking about who Canelo's fighting?
Right.
What's the
hypocrisy is insane.
You keep calling. I forget. Is that a joke
What's
to
that?
Giovanni? When you keep calling him Giovanni, what was the joke behind that again?
Giovanni, yeah, because it's Italian.
Mickey Garcia versus
Sometimes when he says Giovanni, I'm wondering, I'm like, who's he talking about again? And it's like,
Mickey.
Tank.
think he's gonna call him Luigi Davis
Mickey
next.
Mouse.
Hey, by the way, real quick,
If you see the way his name is spelled, it should be pronounced Gervonta, which is weird. Gervonta.
What the fuck, Gervonta?
Jimmy's right though. You know, it's like I can tell you this to sum it up. You just want to see in every weight class the number one guy in the entire weight class. Call him Canelo Alvarez. I want to see him fight the number 2 guy, and I want to see that winner fight the fucking number 3 guy, and then 4, and we can go on. It's hard enough to get that. We can't even get there, so it's like, you know, yeah, you're right. I want to see that across the weight classes, all of them. You know, like if Tio beat Loma, I want to see the goddamn rematch. Why? Because fucking not because I like Lomachenko, because it's the fucking one. They're still number 1 and 2. They're still the first and second best in the division.
Yeah, he should have got a rematch.
I'm just saying.
But what about Spence though? Right, we're talking about PBC there for a second. They still haven't announced the Fox dates. It was over a month ago that Spence tweeted out, "Was the Fox?" You know, and then all of a sudden everything went dark.
Spence is going to be on it anyway, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be on pay-per-view. It's all pay-per-view.
Yeah, right. So what does it all give a
do.
shit? You know, it's like he's not going to be on it anyway. You're going to have some cards that they're going to be free TV cards. Beautiful. You know,
the Fox deal. I think it's going to be all pay-per-view. I don't think they have a contract anymore with them. I think if they do anything with them, it'll be only pay-per-view. It'll definitely be. I think going forward, if things stick to where they are, expect to pay a minimum of $50 anytime a PBC A fighter steps in the ring. Any of the top fighters, you pay at least $50 until they figure out what they're going to do, because they have no other choice.
No
it's
doubt
actually
about
kind of
that.
crazy. And you notice nobody's talking about the fucking. I can't find anybody, even Coppinger, probably because fucking TMT dude there cut him up, called him a liar about his pay-per-view numbers. You know what I mean? He actually called him out. It's like, wait a minute, he's the guy who tweets him out, you dummy, Leonard Ellaby. But he hasn't even said nothing about those. And now today's what, Wednesday? And there's been nothing said about how many pay-per-views Ruiz sold. But usually somebody from the PBC gives him a number to fucking. Yeah. But nobody's even done that because he's never been this quiet this long. So are they just going to ignore it? Did it do that bad? I know some people will say, well, because of who was involved, the Mexicans will buy over $1 million. I'm like, I think you're high because, you know, a lot of people say because of the price point and Mexicans involved, it could do over $1 million. I think that's absolute fucking bullshit. But the fact that nobody's even said nothing or tweeted out anything tells me I don't think it was a roaring success.
They just want to forget about that shit fight. I mean, it was boring. And probably, like you said, they didn't do well.
Well, actually, I like the direction they're going. $50 is better than goddamn 89 or whatever, and it is what it is. The reason I get like I am about Canelo, it's just like, I don't give a shit until I haven't given a shit since Triple G. The reason I get like that is because how many times can you really like lay this out and bitch? And not to bitch, I bitch. I'm saying how many times can I really fucking lay out my grievances? I did it with Floyd, you know.
But wait a minute, Pete, I gotta jump in, Pete. I gotta jump in.
The ready-made opponent thing.
Pete, I get your point.
Keep begging for Canelo to give me something.
I get your point, but come on, man. You telling me Daniel Jacobs wasn't a good fight?
What Daniel Jacobs, man? What's up with all the fucking rehydrations and the fucking and the lying about it? They come to him and he talks. There's no rehydration clause. They go to Jacobs. They're in the same room with each other. They're in the same room. They're on couches at the presser, like across from each other. They go to Jacobs. Jacobs goes, yeah, there's 10 pounds. Yeah. They go back to Canelo. Canelo goes, they go, hey, Canelo, they said there's 10 pounds. He goes, yeah, it's an IBF rule. IBF mandated that, not us. The IBF.
Right. Which is true. The IFBF does do that.
Yeah, and Jacobs said,
go back over to Jacobs. And Jacobs goes, no. Jacobs goes, no. It's not IBF, it's unification fight. They waived it. The IBF waives it for unification because... And he didn't say this part, but because of what happened with Jacobs and GGG, where Jacobs came
exactly.
Like
I don't blame Canelo for that. I mean, fucking Jacobs came into the ring in a fucking cruiserweight, for Christ's sakes.
Well, he did that.
Okay, but what's up with the lying, though? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's up with the fucking lying, bro?
IBF.
Exactly. And they're in the same room.
Did he ask him in Spanish? Did he ask him in Spanish? Because he might have just been saying, if there's a weight clause, he might have been like saying no for him, like he's going to go up 10 pounds. But
Jimmy, I hear what you're saying, but no. I hear what you're saying.
He put a rehydration clause on Fielding. On Fielding.
Kovalev.
Kovalev.
But listen,
he lied about the
Hold on,
Kovalev.
hold on. Did he
It's just
put
an
did he
example.
put a okay? I didn't know about that situation. I had never seen it where he lied about it. I do know that Daniel Jacobs
At the
did not
presser.
ended up. But hold on. I know that Jacobs ended up weighing in whatever he wanted the day after the fight, right? Didn't he pay a fine or something? He said, "Fuck it."
Yes.
He came in over and he paid a
He was
penalty.
1 pound over. He was 1 pound over the contract. The contract of what he was supposed to come in. Right.
Well, what I'm saying is this.
and-
What I'm saying is this. Because I didn't know Pete was. Because I thought Pete was referring to the fights themselves. Because for me, Canelo has been fighting good opposition. Now, if you want to talk about the shenanigans, the Kovalev fight, I haven't heard anything about a rehydration clause there.
No, his opposition is good. The Kovalev fight. I think I could be wrong about this, but he kind of like when they asked him the question, he looked at one of his stablemates. He says, "No, there's no." But I don't believe him. When
Because
he
it's a
says something,
non-disclosure on
yeah,
that.
I don't
See
believe
that?
what
That-
he
you
has
see
to
the
say.
evolution?
Yeah.
Yeah, just look at the pattern. Just look at where we're coming from and where we're at now. During the Jacobs fight, they really were in the same room. And Jimmy, I hear what you're saying because I would never. I always want to. I hear somebody describe something and I think this sounds like a little bit. I'm gonna tell you exactly with no exaggeration. Translated it to him, no problems. He answered the question. He didn't even say defer to my manager. He just said, no, yeah. I didn't put the rehydration clause in there. That's an IBF rule. They go over to Jacobs, who's right across the room on the other side, and then they tell him, no, it's not an IBF clause. For unifications, it's waived, but we still have to come in 10 pounds. They put that in the contract. Then they go right back across the room to Canelo, and they put it on him, and they say, listen, they said that the IBF waived that, and you guys wanted it. He looked back at his manager after all this back and forth where he's busted and he goes, I don't know, man. I just let my management worry about that. This is not my
And
problem.
that could be the truth too, dude. No, but that could be the truth. Canelo.
Then why are you saying?
But no, I'm saying as Canelo, he probably didn't know. Probably didn't know it was in the
He's a
contract.
con
Why would they
artist.
bother?
Then
But
say
no,
that.
but why would they? But I'm just saying, as a fighter, why would you even kill? Like that's not something a fighter focuses on. If he is
I know.
focusing on it, he doesn't have his head in the game. Like you shouldn't
Which is
even
what he
be
said
like a
today.
good manager wouldn't even be like a good manager. A good manager would be fighting for that for his fighter, especially against a guy who notoriously comes in way overweight.
And
So
you wouldn't even be
which is
bothering Canelo with this shit, right? Wouldn't even be bothering
But why-
Canelo with this bullshit, right? Yeah, exactly. You're right. But that's the way he acted
Against,
today.
Triple G, he dropped the IBF belt, right? Well, not
No,
Yes, he
dropped
did.
it,
what
He
he did
dropped
was he said, look, he won't fight for the belt. There was no
Yeah.
penalty other than the IBF would not be on the
was
line.
off the table. Yep.
And,
Okay.
So he could come in as a cruiserweight, which is absurd.
Yeah, if
That's
he,
why
if he
I
won that
say-
fight,
when Jacobs fought Canelo, didn't Eddie Hearn say he was going to pay the fine or something
Yes.
like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
they shouldn't have talked about it. Okay, look, man. After he missed weight, Canelo's people said that he missed the weight by a pound, and Jacobs' people talked about it, and Canelo's people got pissed off that they even disclosed it. They should not have disclosed it. The weight be
Right.
over by 1 pound, and the outcome of it was, no, you opened the door to this. You're the one that talked about it first. I don't even know why you even answered the fucking question. Once again, why are you even answering the question? Just say no comment. So yeah, we're gonna fucking tell the rest of the story. But I'm just saying the pattern in general, though, it goes from that shaky business, the belt in the trash, the 2-year waiting Triple G out, the bullshit there, then that thing right there
drug
with
test.
Danny Jacobs. Hang on, that thing there with Danny Jacobs. Then Kovalev. By the time you get to Kovalev, no
You
one can
left out
talk
the
about
drugs. You left out
it.
the
All that. They all do drugs. I don't give a shit about the drugs.
No, but you
They all
left
do
that.
drugs.
I'm saying, but he got caught. He
Right,
got caught. So
and he fucking tried to finagle and lie about it. That's my problem. Again, they all do it. They all should do it. I don't want to see clean fighters. I want to see amped up fighters. Gas up. Then he goes to Kovalev and no one talks about it. And then today, fast forward to today, he's now finally Canelo's handling it like, what do you think about the ring size? How about this 18-foot ring? He goes, I'm not even worried about it. Not my problem. Not my problem. Your problem.
Bucho, you
Easy.
guys say
Cut and
something.
go. Nice. It's just,
I want to say something about that because again, I think Canelo is a interesting case because I do think like most top fighters, he's on something, obviously. he's been cut before, and now he's saying, well, now it's all over the place in Mexico. Yeah, BS. Well, it's all over in the pharmacies, that's for sure. But I will say this: it's an interesting case because I don't think he's a full mental midget. We've seen cheaters before who are mental midgets, and once they get their stuff taken away, they implode. This guy, I do think he's a bit of a weird case. I mean, he turned pro when he was 15. I mean, that's bizarre right there. It's the Mexican way for a lot of these guys. But in this scenario, yeah, I think it's a bit of half and half. I think he knows what he's taking, but when it comes to all these other stipulations, I think he just lets his managers take care of all that. It's almost like plausible deniability. So if they ask him, he goes, "Well, I don't know."
To be honest with you, I don't think he takes steroids. He doesn't have to fuck with that shit because of his money. He just goes right to fucking probably a combination of I don't know, probably a little insulin shot before he works out, and a good fucking couple of vials of human growth hormone.
What's the insulin shot? What's the insulin shot, Jimmy? What is that exactly?
Oh, it gives you the sickest fucking pump you'll ever have in your life, but you got to be real careful you don't make yourself a diabetic. But it's the best if you take. Yeah, it's like the same thing if you know what I mean. If like it's glycogen being blasted into you, like when people are diabetic, they have to take the shots.
Got you.
Type B stuff, exactly same shit you get at CVS. But if you right before you work out, if you take you got to be real careful, man. Again, not to fuck around with that shit and take too much. But if you can take a half a cc and just put it into the fat of your stomach, dude, you'll feel like your skin is gonna tear. The pump you'll get is so sick. So which is even better when you're on GH, which steroid takes a muscle cell and fills it up full of water, basically swells up an individual cell. Growth hormone splits them and makes new cells, and you don't lose it. That's why growth hormone is so much more better for someone like him.
I can hear and recognize scribbling down the notes on his notepad there. Okay,
yeah, exactly. That's right.
Oh,
I'm 48. 48, Jimmy. I need a little.
Dude, if you took a shot of insulin before you went in the gym, you'd be like, I'm doing that every time, because you'd get the sickest fucking pump. But you got to be careful, because you can fucking. There's many dudes who made themselves.
No, I wouldn't. No, but I'm just.
I'm just saying it's addictive when you start fucking with that shit.
No, I like your take on it because I know you, like you've told us, you got a lot of experience in this stuff. So
I was shocked the first time it came around in the '90s. People started doing it. I'm like, dude, why are you whacking? Because growth hormone is the same way. You got to shoot it into the fat. So it becomes kind of hard when you're lean. So it's usually in the belly or, fucking upper ass. But you don't want to waste it because it's so expensive. So everybody usually does the belly. That's the reason why you see those little BBs underneath the skin when someone's like really lean, especially bodybuilders, those little BBs that looks like all over their lower abdomen. That's Jimmy, all fucking injection sites.
I know this kid, right? I've known this kid all my life. He works for me.
This guy, yeah.
He was fucking like 185 about 2 years ago. Maybe 180. I would say 180, something like that. Dude, like maybe I'm gonna say maybe a year ago he was 185. Dude, he's 225, all muscles. He doesn't take anything. He's now 30, I want to say.
So 30. So around his late 20s. Well,
he started lifting weights in his. Yeah, he started lifting weights. I want to say fucking probably last year.
Well, your body doesn't stop growing until you're 38 years old. Your frame, muscle density. So yeah, it depends on his body type. If he was a complete mesomorph.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, because he's
you can pack it on. Put it this way, the fucking Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler, the blonde dude, Jay Cutler, Mr. Olympia, that monster, right? Okay, I saw him, dude, come into the fucking gym on a fucking Kawasaki at 165 pounds. Before he ever touched steroids, dude, he blew up like 30 pounds in like 6 months just from learning how to eat properly. But when he did the juice, dude, it was crazy. He got up to 300 pounds within fucking 4 years.
The kid I'm talking about said that he's eating a lot of beef and potatoes.
Oh, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. So high starch, high thick protein, good proteins. So yeah, that's
got a lot of information about this guy. You got a lot of information about your friend. Yeah, ask him for a friend.
I knew his pops, right? And his pops around the same age was always like a slim dude, like the way he was before he blew up to this, like somewhere around the same height. 180, 185, maybe 190 the most. And I'm like, damn, bro, you shit. If your pops was to see you now,
brother,
bro,
listen, the traps always give it away. Recognize, no natural bodybuilder ever gets the traps that look like they start at your earlobes. It just doesn't happen.
yes,
It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? That's the traps is always a giveaway. When you see some dude with traps that literally line up with their earlobes, that dude's juicing.
Yeah, I remember that I heard about that when what's his name? The dude that played Bane in the Batman movie, Tom Hardy. When he did that movie, the MMA movie, he had fucking insane traps. I'm thinking, all right. I remember I heard a story. I don't know if it's true or not, but supposedly the guy that played Superman, when he hit the gym for his Superman workout, the first time that the personal trainer that they gave him said, "All right, so what do you want to do, HGH or steroids?" And the guy said neither. And then supposedly the trainer looked at him and goes, "Good answer, because if you would have said either one, I would have kicked you out the gym." I'm thinking, come on, man, fucking bullshit. Man.
Stop lying. Yeah, I would have told you in your $500 an hour to get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
You think De Niro and Cape Fear? You think De Niro and Cape Fear is just watching what he eats? He's fucking doing pull-ups and shit. He's all ripped. This goes back a long time. What's his name? The guy that played the Sniper movie, American Sniper, Chris Kyle. Who played the movie?
What about Edward Norton when he played?
Mark Wahlberg.
What about Edward Norton?
Well, Mark Wahlberg. There you go. Hey, listen, it's their job. It's their profession. Of course.
What
That's
about
the same thing with the fighters.
What's the guy that played in American X History?
Ed Norton. He claims he claims he didn't. But I mean, he was very adamant about it because he was like,
dude,
he
looked like a guy,
but he's kind of a mesomorph though. If you looked at him with his shirt off, he looked a lot bigger because he had round muscle bellies. Exactly, but when he had a shirt on, remember when he tears the shirt off? It's like he doesn't look as big with a shirt on. It's just round muscle bellies. And do you know what's fucked up about that particular one kid, Ed Norton? Do you know that
he's not welcome? Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. Good scene. But hey, fucking, you know what's weird about him? Do you know that he come from one of the wealthiest families in the Connecticut area where he lived? Multi-million. His father was a fucking executive of Coca-Cola. His mother's an attorney, a high-powered attorney.
You talking about Norton?
Yeah. Came from old fucking money.
Did he go to Yale, by the way? Did he go to Yale?
Yep. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, oh, yeah. Big old money, all that shit, Yale.
He looks waspy.
Must be nice.
Yeah, because he doesn't, Jimmy, he never looked like that again when he played Derek in that movie. I don't remember him ever looking like that in another role.
No.
Where he was that jacked up.
Isn't that character, Jimmy, when we did the second Renaissance Top films, wasn't that one of your best favorite characters, you said?
Me? Yeah, for sure.
No, I said Jimmy. Real quick. Hold on a second. Yeah,
I like when you tell them you fucked with the wrong bull. That was my favorite part.
Hey, I tell you what, though. Breaking into your car, his first reaction is to go grab a pistol.
Sounds like you, Jimmy, something you would do.
Oh, I wouldn't have to grab it next to me. Yeah, no, I would fucking... yeah. I have video cameras.
Butcher was telling me the story. I wasn't there. Butcher was telling me I wasn't there that day, but he was telling me that there was an episode where Pete asked you were talking about guns, and then Pete asked you something about what was the story, Butcher? The misunderstanding that was.
I remember like what you carry or something, what you have, and then
no,
it
was about open carry. Yeah, carrying your gun across your fucking jacket to go into the goddamn Capitol building. And I'm like, Jimmy, you wouldn't open carry. Stop that. You would not fucking go anywhere with that gun around your neck like that. He goes, no, I would. Jimmy Doll is just talking against guns, period. Like, just concealed carrying. I said, you go to 7-Eleven to get a fucking pack of gum. You got your goddamn pistol on your belt like fucking Wyatt Earp, like you're a cowboy. Stop it.
No. Like that kid Ottman, the kid that wacko job on Twitter. Like he's always posting pictures of himself smoking weed and that Glock 19 stuffed in his waistband aimed at his dick. It's like, dude, no holster.
Yeah,
right, dude, no holster, and it's a striker-fired pistol, so there's no safety. So just one wrong tug of his shirt, he's gonna blow his cock off. So anybody who ever sees stuff a Glock into his fucking waistband without a holster is carrying illegal. It's just, and he posted on Twitter all the time. He's smoking weed with his Glock in his waistband.
Hey, you know what I used to do, Jimmy? You know, I was smart enough to say, wait a second, because I saw a lot of people do that shit where they put it by their waistband. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put this by my ass, so in case this shit goes off, I can shoot my
Absolutely, dude. If you're gonna carry without a holster, Well, it's you never want to do appendix carry because you're either pointing the dick's either pointing at your cock and balls or it's going right down the fucking at an artery in your thigh. So it's always better to carry if you don't have a holster behind your ass. Because I mean, behind your back. 'Cause if you shoot your ass, you're not going to kill you.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're 100% right. But anybody who stops to fucking strike a fire like a Glock or anything that doesn't have a hammer without a safety, and it's got like a 4-pound trigger pull. I mean, it's just so beyond asinine. And he thinks he looks cool. It just blows my mind.
Well, actually, yeah, it does. You gotta admit, it does look cool. Like when you shoot with the gun sideways, like a gangbanger, that's always cool, man. Especially if you get a cigarette.
I know they aim the gun sideways. What the fuck?
Yo, we got a problem. We got a problem.
Oh my god!
All right, listen.
I shoot back over my shoulder. I shoot backwards over my own shoulder. Hey, listen. I will say this. We'll talk about that some other time, but I do see recognized with the wider gun belt with the bullets in the belt, like Clint Eastwood with a Peacemaker.
Yo, that should be cool, man. I should do that.
With a squirt gun or a little lighter comes out of the barrel when he hits the trigger.
But now listen, he had long hair like Antonio Banderas.
he's got an S curl like Hector Camacho, just an S curl, just short hair.
Nah, dude,
listen,
Peter, when I started working out a lot and cutting my hair short, I swear to God, I come back around like where I grew up at, and some of the younger guys that I guess probably wouldn't know who I am. They'd be like, "Yo, that guy's a cop." They all used to say that, man. They all,
that's why.
Yeah, they're like, "This guy's a cop."
Same here.
No, but wait. Would they say that in English or in Spanish?
Well, I mean, I lived in a mixed neighborhood, so it depends, right? Like it's like blacks and Hispanics.
It's a green go. Green
Yo,
go.
Popo
green,
in the
green
house.
go.
Yo.
Green go.
Yeah.
Go keep going.
Oh man, if it was black,
you posting like Calvin?
Yeah.
I almost had the haircut like him. The thing is, I had a haircut like that, something similar to that.
By the way, that wasn't Derek. Derek Chauvin in the trial. That wasn't the real. That wasn't the guy who was stepping on Floyd, man.
They look different, right? That's
I know, man.
Something?
Yeah, it's another guy, man.
I saw a conspiracy video, and I just listened to them for the fun of it. This is one Jamaican guy, 100% fake Derek Chauvin.
Oh, the Big Mac. What's his name?
Big Mac.
Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah.
100%.
Wait, who you talking about?
Did you see that picture I sent? Did you see that picture I sent? Haymanites made that. He sent that to me this morning.
Yeah, Haymanites.
He always sends me shit.
How does he always hook you up with the exclusive stuff, man?
Well, because he DMs me all the time. He just DMs me in the morning. He's a good kid. And because my girl, listen, I'll tell you, to be honest with you, that kid's bought a lot of guns. He's gone out of control. I'm like, dude, can you get away with having that many?
Jimmy, he might not want that. He might not want that to be known.
100%.
What's that?
He might not want that to be known, is what I'm saying. Real quick.
Oh no, I know. He actually tweets them out when he gets one. Put it this way, no bullshit. Because my father-in-law, I just showed him. I DM'd him. My father-in-law just got a fucking this. It's called One Gunsmith, One Gun. They build 45s by hand. He bought one of the cheaper ones, and it's $4,300. They go up to like $20,000 for these 45s. Some consider the best 45s in the world. And he just ordered one. I showed him. Then he goes, "Can you get me one?" I'm like, "Are you serious, dude?" I was like, "Probably $300." He's like, "Yeah, dude." I'm like, "All right." So yeah, man, girl ordered him one. So yeah, no, he's fucking pretty crazy, but he's a good kid, man.
100%. All right. Well, listen, we got
100% X pistol.
Real
by
quick,
100% X special design.
Real quick.
100%.
I have to say
you better wake up.
We got Boxing Chief in the house. Boxing Chief, are you there?
Oh,
what's up, guys?
Jay Bird.
How you doing, man?
Jay Bird.
Hey, listen, everybody, how's your weekend?
It was good, man. It was fantastic, man. Did a little antique shopping. Everything went great. Now, listen, I wanted to say real quick, man. We're talking
antique shopping.
We're gonna do another show, by the way, on Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders. I know some people think it's overkill for a fight, this type of fight, but listen, I think there's some interesting things to look at.
The biggest name in boxing. We might as well do it, man.
Yeah. For the antics, you're gonna have plenty to talk about.
It's necessary to cover a big fight. And this is going to be a big fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a big fight, but you know.
No.
All right,
there's going to be more
his
antics
name
to
is
talk
fighting
about.
and nobody else is. That makes it a big fight.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree. Look, he's the main event of the. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
What is the undercard anyway? Let me ask this question before we get to Jay. Does anybody know the under? Well, I mean, give me something. give me something to watch. Is there an undercard? Or they don't bother?
Me versus T-Tone in a rematch.
Oh, hey Tito, I go word Tito. Hey, Mr. BDA.
Speaking of Robert Guerrero,
you know
speaking of
about
Robert Guerrero,
gringos.
his dad calls in T-Tone. T-Tone's just like Guerrero's father.
I hope Tito gets his tablet. Yeah, I hope he gets his tablet fixed. All right, now to answer your question,
They were called gringos.
To answer your question, Pete, this is the undercard. Elwin Soto versus Katsunari Takayama for the WBO Junior Flyweight title. How do you spell this name? Kieron? What is this? Kieron Conway versus Suleiman.
Kira.
That's a girl's name, man. What the fuck? Versus Suleiman Kiso. Oh, yo, what's with the fucking weird names on this one, man? Yeah, those. Oh, Keyshawn Davis is fighting.
Just forget I asked. I'm sorry I asked. I'm gonna start getting pissed. Just keep going. Let's move on.
Jay,
what's up, buddy? Jay, what's happening? How you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
No comment.
Well, listen,
Hey,
he's doing bad.
Frank. I had a conversation today that I've got to tell you about off the air.
Ooh,
the same guy, the same dude.
Oh yeah. So my good friend. It was
I think you talked to him. I think you talked to him just to get a good laugh. That's what I think.
Oh, yes. Well, that he helps prepare me with debates for Kumites because he likes to argue. So, I'm overdue for another Kumite anyway.
All right, listen, fellas. I wanted to go back to the Arreola versus Ruiz fight because we're talking briefly about the pay-per-view results and how that might do. But with Ruiz, it just seems like what most people were saying. Again, I mentioned it before. I said, don't be fooled by the weight loss from Ruiz because everybody was talking about, the weight loss. That's what they were banking on. They're banking with Ruiz. They're banking on that whole thing. Oh, if he shows his true potential, well, guess what? He shed a lot of weight and he still fought like that. Now he did make a couple of adjustments. I like the fact that he was putting pressure. I like the fact. Are you okay to recognize? It sounds like you're.
Oh man, a little juice went down the wrong. Pause. Went down the wrong.
He got that needle out. He's trying to give himself his subcutaneous injection.
Yeah.
But
listen.
Sorry, go ahead, Bubby.
What was his name?
Oh, come on. Now, wait a minute. That's
come on.
It's a family show, man.
This is getting out of control, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep a lid on you fellas here, but
I apologize, BDA. That was a sailor in me coming out. Sorry.
BDA, what's right is right. He was a little out of line. What's right is right.
A little bit, yeah. No, but you know what?
Fresh.
What was I gonna fucking say? Oh yeah, Luis. He looked a little good. He looked good in certain spots, but again, like most people were saying, the fact that a 40-year-old Arreola, and I know Joe Goosen. Look, Joe Goosen is an underrated trainer, man. He can make a big difference in a lot of people's corner. But Ruiz, at the end of the day, guys, I think I'm right? Did not look all that hot in there.
He's supposed to be the former heavyweight champion. Did he look like a former champion?
Dude went life and death with a fucking has-been, dude. He's tough as nails, but he's a has-been.
I'm gonna give a controversial statement right now.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Can't wait to hear it.
So Saturday night, I thought Ruiz looked bad, in my opinion. That little sparring session that Deontay Wilder did looked better than anything Ruiz did Saturday night, and that
ain't that controversial, brother. I think a lot of people agree with you, man.
That's what I was saying.
Don't tell me you're jumping on that bandwagon.
No.
Because have you guys seen the LTBC, their reaction to that little clip?
Yes, it's insane.
My goodness.
It's insane. But that's why I'm bringing it up, because as insane as looking at like a little split image of some video of his sparring session, it's an over exaggeration, but it was better than anything. I'm obviously over exaggerating, but Ruiz looked bad, bro. He did. He looked weak. I thought the weight loss may have hurt him. And remember, he hasn't fought in a long time too, so keep that in mind.
Fat guy who can box.
I think it was too much weight off too soon. Progressively slowing it down. He might have been better. I think he was sapped for energy because his body. Look, I'm a fat guy. All right, I'm not the fittest guy in the world. So I know this, but I had to being a cook in the military. I know a few things about health and nutrition. When your body's used to a certain weight and you start to lose it, your body thinks, "Oh my God, it's taking away everything that I need to survive." So he lost a massive amount of weight really quickly. Now he's going to put himself into an extremely strenuous physical situation, and his body's looking for reserves that it doesn't have anymore, that's been used to carrying for 5-10 years now. And all of a sudden he gets tired, he gets winded, his legs aren't as strong because his body doesn't have everything it thinks it needs. That's the living truth. I'm not a doctor, but that's damn close to medical knowledge right there of why his body wasn't reacting right.
That's an interesting. That's an interesting theory there.
Yeah. I will say this, guys. I didn't catch the fight. That's the only fight that I actually managed to catch this weekend. Super late on Sunday night or Saturday night, only because I saw the post-fight press conference with Areola, who does keep it very real. I do like his attitude. I think he's handled himself pretty fucking well compared to how he could have, I guess, because of the scorecards. But so I went back and watched it. All right, Andy Ruiz. The thing is this about the weight loss thing, right? And this is the same thing about Tyson Fury's gaining weight, for the second Fury fight. I mean, for the second Wilder fight. Look, it's relative to your total body weight. So it's like Andy Ruiz. At the end of the day, he's 5 foot what? What is he, like 6'1", 5'11"?
160.
Huh?
Yeah.
6'1". So he's 6'1", and he's fighting 6'5" true heavyweights with heavyweight frames and heavyweight reaches. And he's trying to come forward with his guard up in a guard up style against guys that have way more reach and way more, and they're both heavyweights. And so, like we talked about the last show, we spoke about Ruiz, which is, it's just Andy Ruiz, man. He's going to be limited by his frame, his dimensions, and he's not in the peekaboo. If you're Mike Tyson in the peekaboo and you're 22 years old, then it's going to give a problem for guys. But short of being that kind of athletic, crazy head movement, it's going to be a long road for him.
You need to compensate with something else. Mike Tyson was small, but he could, he could move. He was moving his head. He had like the spring. He could like spring forward and stuff like that. Like, I mean, did you remember Mike Tyson when he was at 230? He sucked.
He still got it. He still got the one head movement against Roy. Remember, you see that fight against Roy? He still got the first head movement to where you can't. It's still. That,
yeah.
I know. I hear you. I'm just saying. You're right. If you're that short, if you're Sean Porter, I don't understand.
Yeah, I think we lost Pete.
Well, listen,
he's getting along.
Yeah. Anyways, exactly. Listen, when I was watching that Ruiz Arreola fight, Ruiz wasn't even moving his head. So I'm like, what are you bringing to this fight? That's like, you're supposed to be throwing punches, letting your hands go. Like, everybody's expecting Ruiz to show up, to see the same Ruiz that stopped Joshua. They expect that guy that lets his hands go. Who may be chubby and shit, but he has a decent speed. And good hooks and everything. But he's not showing us that. What did he show us last Saturday? The guy who's trying to jab to the body, like trying to set up a punch that never fucking came. Really, he looked terrible, man.
Butcher, can I say something about that?
Yeah. Weight. If he didn't lose the weight, we would be complaining about him losing the weight. He lost the weight, and he still looked like shit. So, no excuses.
I agree with you, Bucho, 100%.
Well, listen, I also want to say
very
something.
much like what I was saying about him before, though. I thought he caught an unprepared Joshua who froze in the moment of not knowing how to fight his way out of the adversity. He hasn't really done much throughout his career that's worth noting about. He's slightly overrated because outside of his Joshua performance, because he hasn't done anything since then. This is a chance for him to show people like me to shut the hell up, because he's a dominant force in the heavyweight division, and a 40-year-old shot fighter took him the distance and probably in his prime could have knocked him out the other night.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. But listen, the thing with Luis, but it's true, because look, Joshua did look different in there, and not for nothing, but I would like to see a third fight just to see if Luis shows up in shape and see what happens, because I do think Joshua might be a bit of a, I don't know, there's something there he could get. But here's the thing about Luis. Hold on. Let me just say something about Luis. The reason why I'm disappointed in the Arreola fight is, okay, he did what he had to. I think he was, for the most part, especially later on, I think he was in control of the fight. But it just seemed to me like every time he let his hands go, he overwhelmed Arreola and could have done some serious damage. But again, this is what we get from Ruiz. Whether he weighs in at 300 pounds or at 250, this is the guy we're going to get. It's a guy that comes forward. He wants you to lead so he can counter. And if you don't lead, he'll walk you down now. He cut off the ring well a little bit better now with that he's with Reynoso, but he's not gonna be a guy that's gonna overwhelm you. And may I take the opportunity to do my Andy Luiz impression? I did what I had to do. I want to tell everybody Thank you for joining. That's why he always talks, man. Do not put this guy in front of a mic again, man. He's just not. I mean, when it comes to the post-fight
I thought you
interviews.
were gonna say, "Could you supersize that?"
Oh,
Yeah. Did he fight like a guy? Remember all the shit that Ruiz had to take after that Joshua rematch? Because let's be honest, he came even fatter and didn't do shit. So this was a fight where he needed to redeem himself. I think this was even the plan from the PBC because that's why they put him against Arreola.
Oh, it was the fight of redemption. Of course it is.
Arreola
dude.
was supposed to get knocked the fuck out, man. All right, that didn't even happen. So I'm disappointed.
Bucho, what was his weight? What was his weight in the fight? I'm curious. I never caught that.
250.
215.
He was still probably about no.
Wait. So he was 200 and real quick.
80.
What was his? What was Ruiz?
250.
Oh, 250.
Yeah.
256.
Oh yeah, he was still around 18-20% body fat. It wasn't like he was an Adonis in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so the fucking
he looked like he folded.
But Bucho's 100% right, dude. That fight was supposed to be his comeback. Remember the excuses? Oh, I didn't take it serious. The pressure became, the moment was too big for him. I didn't have the self-control, the money. He was doing those long diatribes and fucking Instagram explaining what happened, and then he turns around. This was exactly what Bucho called it. This was supposed to be his coming out, the polished, in shape, and they spoon-fed him a fucking just a shell. I mean, he's just a tough guy. I mean, at this point, right? Arreola. I mean, he's 40 years old. Do you think that Tyson Fury or anybody else, Joshua would look that way against Arreola? I just don't see it. I mean, he's just a tough Mexican kid, man. That's it. I think honestly, Ruiz is the fucking Mexican Joseph Parker at this point.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It's interesting that you mentioned that because before the fight, that's what I was complaining about how Parker and Ruiz, that the narrative to their fights this past Saturday was, if they get in shape or, if we watch out, they got unlimited potential. They got fast hands for heavyweights, but mentally they're not wired to really go for broke or to do some damage. They're good fighters, don't get me wrong, top 10 heavyweights. But
nobody was really talking about Arreola, if he got in shape. At this point, he was irrelevant. This was all about Ruiz, the comeback. Can he become a champion again? He changed his life. We were watching all these videos on YouTube of him losing the weight and how he transformed his body and everything. He was a wasted opportunity. And now we're talking about Ruiz against Joseph Parker. Are you kidding me? That first fight was garbage. Now nobody's gonna watch the rematch. Nobody cares about that fight. Hell, nobody cared about Parker Chisora. That fight sucked.
Yeah, it did, right? That fight, Chisora.
No, man, this is disgusting.
It wasn't that bad, man. Come on, it wasn't the worst fight in the.
Oh no, wait, the Chisora Parker fight.
Name a good fight Joseph Parker has ever been in.
Yeah. Sorry, he has a good moment. I'm used to just shitting on Joseph Parker, but that fight was okay. But still,
he's been active though. Didn't he before this fight? Which is Sora, he had a fight like 2-3 months ago.
I don't know. I still remember the Dylan White fight, which was didn't let his hands go for at the end. He did, and it was disappointing.
Hey, what was the? I don't know what clip you guys are talking about. Wilder sparring. That you said people were going crazy over. What
well, no, he wasn't sparring. He was hitting the pads with Malik Scott, the guy that took the dive for him.
Hey, who should have done that 10 years ago or something?
Who's on the Malik Scott's OnlyFans page? Who's on the? Anybody bought it? Or?
Hey, but I got to say something. Look, I know it's only hitting the pads, and I saw something pretty good that I always said, man. That's all Wilder needs to do. He could be very effective, man. He was moving his head.
See them chicken legs?
Chicken legs.
Until he gets hit and rolls back to what he is. Until he gets hit.
Exactly, man. I agree.
Yeah, he will. I'm sorry if you guys can't hear me now, but can I say one thing about Ruiz, just to be fair, before we move on to Wilder? Chicken legs.
Don't be fair.
Mantis Wilder. All right.
Don't be fair.
Look, Ruiz won the fight 7. It's a 7-5 fight, man. You know what I'm saying? He just is going to be limited by anybody that can put a jab on him and a straight right hand and keep him at range. And when he does get knocked down, he does come back swinging, and that's exactly what AJ stuck his fucking head in the Gator's mouth too soon for no reason. He got carried away. He knocked him down in this fight. That's another fight he got knocked down in. He took a knockdown.
Oh, the Gators.
And AJ jumped in there too soon and got too goddamn close for no reason, and he got clipped. So
how much did he make in that second fight, Pete?
A lot.
Ruiz?
That was a big,
that was in Saudi
big
Arabia,
payday.
remember?
He made about
Millions,
15 million.
right? Like 30.
15. He made 15
Dude,
million.
what the fuck is he still fighting for? He's not going to be world champion. Why is he taking the damage?
Now, see, that's exactly the type of mentality. That's
but then I have to end up having to watch him, dude.
Jimmy, the PBC probably said, whoever said the PBC, I don't know, but they sat down with Andre Ruiz and went like, okay, listen, this is what this is the plan that we have. You're gonna get in shape, and you're gonna make fans believe that you're a different boxer. They're taking this seriously. You're a Mexican, you're a Mexican American, whatever. You have all this potential. Let's try to work this out. Let's try to start a run at the title.
He's on the right track with Reynoso, man. His footwork has improved.
Yeah.
I'll say his footwork's improved. You can tell, but he's going to fight for the same reason Wilder's going to continue to fight. Like Recognize says, he's going to be the same old. He's back. He is going to be the same old Wilder. Ruiz is going to be the same Ruiz because they're both limited. Wilder is only going to take so much instruction. He's only going to fucking accept so much, and Ruiz is just limited by. I'm sorry, but he's just limited by his frame and his style.
Yeah.
But they both can go on fighting. And again, it was more AJ losing that first fight than Ruiz. Although Ruiz won it fair and square, you can't knock Ruiz for this. If you're going to get near him, he can put it on you. But anybody
the plan is to not only keep Andre Ruiz fighting. The plan is to make him a dangerous fighter, right? A fighter that people think, oh my god, this guy can become a champion again.
They don't have any fucking. They don't have any fucking plan over there, man. The PBC, they just fucking listen. This is a good example, man. Just do your job. If you're a fighter, we've been saying this the whole show. If you're a fighter, just train your fucking ass off and fight. Let the managers manage and the promoters promote, because as soon as you shit on any one of those three guys, you realize that PBC fight Saturday night, the fight that I saw, no one needs a promoter when you're in a bubble, when you're in a goddamn warehouse basically with a black background, 3 commentators and 5 cameras. You don't need a real promoter for that. That doesn't take too much event planning, but the fucking fights in those stands, I don't know if y'all saw the goddamn riots they had in those stands. Fights they had.
Good fights.
I mean, the cops never came. They got tired of punching. It was during the fight. I mean, it was just a fucking a shit show.
Yeah.
And
nobody was watching the fight.
The fight in the stands is more exciting than the fight in the ring.
That's what happens, by the way. I think when the fight's boring, people just get bored and start fighting each other.
Yeah, but usually the goddamn there's security that comes in eventually stops it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so
lawsuits.
You're gonna see now that a promoter is gonna have more than just this one fight. What money he wants to make. I want this. I want this. I demand this.
I want that.
They're looking for the long game, and so I think that's just one example. But
this guy's getting the shit kicked out of him by girls, man. Look at
I saw it. What the fuck, man?
Oh, it was just a fucking melee, bro. I love it.
Isn't that?
I mean, there's some power punches being thrown, and at the end of all that, they just walk away. They just stroll off.
And the home slice and the knees and the jeans kind of skimping away of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what. That's what Pete said.
And then he just kind of does a little the hammer time and just skimps away.
Man, I wish I would have been there, man. I would have thrown down myself.
Oh, that guy has a Team Molina shirt on too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that one yet.
They were fighting with the Ruiz fans. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And of course, somebody had to take their shirts off. Somebody had to take their shirt off.
Play the one where it's up in the bowl, like up in the second bowl. Like the upper tier.
I don't know which one.
They're right next to the entrance tunnel, and I thought the guy was going to jump over the tunnel. Look at this body shot.
By the way, I like how Pete says, "Oh yeah, go to the one where the." First of all, how do you know all these videos? And number 2, how do you expect me to know? Like I got a collection.
It's the only fight I saw. It's the only fight I saw, man. Look, it's the only fight I saw. So it's only highlights.
It's the only real fight. It's the only real fight you saw.
Oh shit! I wanted to see if somebody did a compilation. But listen, we're gonna do another show on Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. Maybe play a couple of clips. Don't forget though, and I think we're gonna do that tomorrow for sure. Second Renaissance, we're gonna be taking a look at a video on perhaps more than likely the Babylonian Brotherhood, aka the Brotherhood of the Serpent. So we're gonna watch a video on that just to get updated, just as an intro to see what the fuck that's all about, right? And maybe a couple of you could learn something about it because I know not everybody's familiar with that. So this is gonna be a good introduction to see.
I'll teach you guys. I'll teach you. I'll teach you
the
guys.
fuck is that, man? What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, don't forget to donate to Gonzalo, man. GoFundMe right there.
right.
In the, yeah, please do not donate with the super chat. If you got money, I would rather you donate it to Gonzalo. By the way, the goal is 18,000. We're at 16,300, and then we got Mark. He's gonna be donating what he did on his stream, on his 6-day stream. So that's gonna skyrocket everything, and so that's gonna be fantastic. Man.
Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Mark and to D and everybody. Honestly, the whole community has been spreading that link around and putting in work for a good cause. So I just want to say that's a hell of a responsibility, and proud of them. Good.
That's right. That's right.
It shows the inherent goodness men want to have in ourselves. The fact that we're banding together like this, and whether it's prayers or spreading the word or donating money.
Not brought out goodness in everybody.
Yeah, I was a little bit.
Did you see that?
I'm not diving.
Did you see that?
I have not.
Yeah.
I know.
Monday night.
I know who we're talking about. I'm not diving into that. I know.
Listen.
Did you see?
Listen.
I'm not saying dive into it. Did you see the latest?
No, listen. We'll talk. We'll talk about it after.
With all due respect, Jimmy, you're my friend. I don't care. I don't care. I'm talking about what the goodness of what man did do, not the badness of what one man didn't do. If that made any sense.
Okay, listen. I want to say something about that. Look, the guy's a fucking idiot, man. He's just talking. It's not like he actually did something to. You know what I mean? It's like I agree that he was despicable, man. That we're all in agreement with that. But let's just ignore the fella, man. If somebody wants to make a video about him, like Stu did, But for the moment, he's finished, man. He's out. Hey, going back to the. Because we were talking about the goodness of men. Let's go back to the other spectrum here. Pete just sent me this video here. This another angle of the brawl there on Saturday.
$50, Jimmy. This is extra $25 on the pay-per-view. That's what you get.
Hey, not for nothing, man. But those people like Pete, like you were saying, they could have fallen off the. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it's a long way down, but it's still. Somebody goes down the wrong way or lands the wrong way, they could fucking spring their neck there.
Yeah, you're right. No security. Oh, there's some guy in red going down the stairs.
No, I think
it looks like the situation that I was telling you about BDA when I worked as a bouncer. Fucking, they would beat.
Yeah, but Frank, but you would jump in there. Look at this.
No, I would.
How long is this video?
Fuck no.
I like how honest.
Yeah.
Hey, but recognize when you're talking about that situation. Were you talking about the one where they stripped the guy?
Man, fucking stripped his ass, fucking naked, man. They beat the living shit out of him, man. And I feel like they raped him.
What would 70s recognize that said in this situation?
Good question.
Was Oscar there?
Shit, I'd have knocked all these fools out. Better not touch me, motherfucker.
Recognize doing poppers over at the bar, doing poppers and acting like he didn't work there.
Hey, guys, hit the like button. Don't forget, hit the like.
I wonder why this whole thing started. Probably because of a girl, right?
I know what happened. They're drunk and they're like, yeah.
This is during the areola fight. There's Joe Goosen right there. See Joe Goosen?
Yeah,
it's during the areola fight. See him? He's
I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from East Los. I'm from fucking
You're
Compton.
drunk and bored as fuck, man. Watching that
You
shit.
looked at my woman wrong, man. You looked at my woman wrong.
And look, after all that, they
This
just
is
get up
East
and walk
LA.
away. The guy who got beat on just gets up and walk away after
I know what this
300
is.
shots.
Hey, Butcher, I know what this is about. This is East LA versus some Mexican part of Compton. That's what that is right there.
Some shit like that.
Maybe it's norteños versus sureños. Maybe it's norteños versus sureños, eh?
Maybe that too.
Know.
Yeah, I forgot about them. Shit. Yeah.
Hey, lucky nobody got stabbed, man. Lucky nobody got stabbed. But I'm telling you, I'm not kidding around. They're lucky I wasn't there, man, because I would run that city, man. Myself, just me alone, man. Fuck it. You don't want
in the 90s, that would have been a shootout.
You would have been like, "Hey, yo, Bonafide, let me get that comb for one of my bitches."
But it wasn't
Don't like
about
T-Tone. Don't like T-Tone.
Yeah, that's what
Galata fight.
That's what T-Tone versus D Jefferson sounds like. Domino versus Bonafide. Nice comb.
But what was
it? Go find yourself a fella.
Go find a new fella.
Hey. fucking horrible.
Looking at your choices of things to look at on here, BDA, I see the Deer Hunter and the Outsiders. You got some classic stuff on here.
That's what's trending on YouTube. It's not it's not me, man. But
I thought these were your choices of things to watch. I thought this is like your history.
No. When I go on live, I use a fresh browser so that nobody can see what I've been seeing. Are you crazy, man? Some of the stuff we'd get kicked off YouTube if I could show some of the shit I've been seeing lately, man. No, Siri Bob, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah. Speaking of it ain't gonna happen, like I said, Second Renaissance tomorrow. On the morrow, it's gonna be I was actually thinking of doing it today, but I don't know if you guys are up for it. So
I'm up for it, man. I'm up for whatever.
Put me in there. It's time. Let's talk about who's gay. What rapper's gay? No, I'm just kidding.
I think Pete's being sarcastic. What the fuck?
What rapper's gay? I mean, shit. Take your pick.
That's usually BDA's one of the things on the agenda. Is like, let me show you something here. This guy's saying, "I want to fuck with you. Fuck with you. I fuck with you.
I fucks.
Look at him.
I fucks with you."
Yeah. What does that really mean, guys?
I don't even want to know. I never use that.
The reason why Pete doesn't want us to go into that subject reminds him of the locker room when he used to play football. Some of the stuff that went in there, I know what goes on there, man. That's a great ass.
It reminds me when De La Hoya tried to sign me.
Did you get slapped by the coach or something at some point?
Okay, come on.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Slapped. I got slapped. I got the smelling salts. The poppers. Maybe they were poppers. Who knows? But yeah, I had a coach that was
poppers. What they give you at gay nightclubs. Smelling salts. What they give you in the locker room, dude.
I know. I love it. No, we were just talking about smelling salts one day when one of those, I can't remember which boxer was getting smelling salts in the corner, and I was just saying I had smelling salts when I was in college football. One of my coaches, these old school guys, wanted to give them to you for everything. Like here, you know. And I'm just like, they're not that big a deal. But then Jimmy brought up the poppers now. Now, maybe he was trying to get fresh with me. I don't know. It got me to thinking.
Man, that's a great ass.
Actually,
he came up behind me in the shower and he goes,
actually, you brought up the poppers. So what's going on there, boy?
Huh? Loose asshole. Loose
asshole. You were the one that kept mentioning poppers in regards to recognize.
That's right. He was doing poppers during that bar fight.
Never did. Never. Everything was pure and natural. Beer and Coke. It was beer and Coke.
Hey Pete, did you see? I sent that picture to you. That thing. Oh, shut up, dum dum. That thing just came out last month, about 6 weeks ago. You see it?
Looking at it. Yeah.
Romeo 3.
Jimmy, do you have Tourette's or something?
I like it. I didn't think I was gonna like that fucking red dot, but it's awesome, dude.
I think Jimmy's got Tourette's. He's talking all of a sudden, shut up, fucker. It's like, whoa, what?
Oh, that's my dog. He just
multitasking.
They stopped fighting.
Multitasking, man. I miss those days, man. I gotta get a dog again.
And by the way,
they follow me around and fuck around too much.
You can tell Jimmy's ready.
Dog visiting.
You can tell Jimmy's ready to rock when the first caller called in and goes, you know what, Canelo, he has a problem with slick fighters, you know what I mean? And Jimmy goes, hey, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of Austin Trout? And the guy's like, oh. Like, Jimmy just, like, stomped on him.
Yeah, Jimmy was on the floor.
It's just like, how can you call into a show and say he's never fought a slick southpaw? I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Like a conversation
Were you thinking about Austin Trout when he was 22 years old? I mean, he beat Austin Trout at 22, and he's a hell of a lot better now at 30 than he was then. And Billy Joe Saunders is inactive, too. When's the last time Saunders fought? And when's fought well? I mean, that ring rust, especially for somebody like Saunders, he needs to be active. For his style to beat Canelo, he needs to be sharp. And the only way you're sharp is consistency. And when you're fighting a lot. So it's like everything is up against this kid.
Sharp. He needs to be sharp is what you're saying. I agree, but listen.
Sharp. Gonna get his ass kicked. I'll kick your ass. Your
asshole.
Okay, what the fuck, man? What, Pete, why are you talking so close to the mic, man? Pete's talking close. Sometimes I wonder, Pete's in his office, and you know what? Sometimes Pete spends...
I'm going to do an imitation of Pete. I'm going to do an imitation of Pete. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This one, though. Yeah.
Wait, man, you sound like Al Pacino from the 70s, man. Come on, man. That's who said that.
Am I talking too loud or am I talking too soft? What's up?
The situation is that, PBC.
That doesn't sound anything like him. What the fuck?
Whoa. Am I talking too loud or am I talking too soft? What's up? Tell me.
Well, you were talking too loud.
When Pete's in bad mood, he just throws in those zingers in the background.
Recognize his voice is a little more
They're just saying shit in the background.
Hey, Recognize, why don't you shut up for a
Kiss
second?
my ass. Kiss my
He's
ass.
reading his notes, man.
Recognize, why don't you shut up for a second and let me speak?
But what I wanted to say was that Pete, I'd love to see what, because he's in the office and there's other people working around him. I'd love to see them. Imagine that they're working, they hear Pete going, no, because the PBC is like, who's the Pete? Like they think he's doing business or something. They think he's calling the manufacturer for some new glass or something.
Not with our shows.
Right?
With our shows, there's nobody there. But honestly, though, I will say something. The day that you're talking about on D's stream there, I think it was Monday, maybe. We got on there and he was just, we just started playing the dozens. It was just nothing to talk about. And I tell you, by the end of the day, I don't know what these chicks were thinking. I was just faggot this. You couldn't really. There was just really the loudest, most. It blew my goddamn voice out, to be honest with you. And no, we weren't arguing. We were just busting each other's balls, right? But they've been on that stream for like 9 days over there, for the charity, right? For Gonzalo's GoFundMe. D. Jefferson, people come in and out. Yes.
Not getting on.
No.
How does he do that in work?
That I don't know. They trade off with these guys over in the UK. These UK guys get on.
Oh, okay.
Around midnight, and they're just waking up. But listen, they're doing it for a good cause. But there's only so much you can talk about, right? And we're just fucking around with each other. And my volume got way high, and it was fun. But yeah, I got fired over it. No, I didn't get fired.
Yeah, you got fired. Imagine that.
Wait a second. Did I hear this right? You got fired from
No, he's kidding, man. He's kidding. He's kidding, man.
I got fired. The HR pulled me in and was like, okay, we got you saying faggot 75 times at the top of your lungs in the sales office.
You idiot. Yeah, because doesn't your family own the business?
Jimmy, you sound very low, by the way. Jimmy, you're sounding very low.
My family owns me.
You sound low. Drop out and come back in, yeah, because you sound low.
Drop out and don't come back. How about that?
Oh, come on, what the fuck?
I'm kidding. It's just a joke, man. It's a joke.
Oh, and by the way, we got to say hello to Gypsy, who's dropping by on the stream here. Gypsy, are you there?
Yeah, you guys can hear me?
Gypsy boxing style.
It's the Gypsy one.
How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Just to let you know, we're in the ball breaking mood over here. We're breaking each other's balls, so expect some ball breaking.
Breaking balls.
Yeah.
Gypsy, what do you have to say for yourself? We saw you in the stands at the Areola fight. We saw you at the Areola fight with your shirt off, punching everybody. What do you have to say for yourself?
He was team.
I saw that shit, man. I saw that shit. But I mean, if I was there, if I got hit, that's when I would have reacted, bro. If I'm just gonna stand there and watch what's going on, I'm just like, nah, bro. I'm not gonna hit anybody that I don't know, bro. I'm gonna wait until somebody hits me before I hit him.
That's not what I heard.
Gypsy would have pulled out the AR-15, man. Going back to his Iraq days.
I mean, in the Tyson Fury fight, there was a fight that broke out in my back. They just started fucking beating on. There's two guys beating on one dude, and that guy was just in the fetal position. Just
all right, that sounded fucking
pathetic.
Gypsy, that sounded dirty, man. There was a fight on my back. They were pounding. It's like, what? The fuck, man?
My 6
o'clock. They were in the fetal position, and that just made it all go south.
But yeah, Gypsy, Gypsy, what's on your mind? What you wanted to say something about the whatever. Just the floor is yours.
I told you I was gonna jump on every now and then, so today was gonna be that day. I decided to do it. I was in the mood.
We're waiting for that day, man.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome. Anytime. Give me a call.
Hey, Gypsy, regarding the Fury Joshua fight, because a lot of people are saying, like, I didn't want to talk about this fight until it gets made, but I haven't been talked to you in a while. What do you think? Do you think Fury's being a diva and he doesn't want the fight, or is it his manager?
No, Fury wants that fight, bro. I mean, Fury, out of everyone, wants that fight, bro. You got to be, 75 million split on both sides, 75-75. Who wouldn't? I mean, definitely wants that fight. Besides the money, he wants the fight because of the legacy as well. To defeat AJ, he already defeated Klitschko, he defeated Wilder. Now, AJ, why not make that happen? I mean, come on. Even if the money was not as much as it is right now, he still would want that fight. It's just, I don't know if AJ really wants that fight. AJ fanboys, I don't know if AJ really wants that fight. I think the reason why they're prolonging this fight, in a way, the lawyers and all this shit, that could be true. But AJ he's training hard
to see what he can do against a mover like Fury that could also hit hard at 270. That's what it's. I've been saying this in my videos too. Like that's what I believe. Why, in a way, they're trying to get him more rusty because Fury's been out for how long now? Like a year plus, 6 months or something. I don't know exactly the time period.
February 2020. Gypsy.
February 2020 for that second Wilder fight.
February 22nd.
Yeah,
I will never forget that day.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's the day that lives in infamy, bro.
Hey, can I talk about the AJ fans too? Because look, I've been making videos. We've been making videos about Fury Joshua over here, and we've been making videos about Fury Joshua. And I gotta call it the way I see it. I could be wrong, but there's a lot of Fury fanboys, but the Joshua fanboys, they take it to an extreme. They're like, Joshua is the best technician in the heavyweight division. It's like, all right, I guess you could make the argument because he keeps his hands.
They're out of their fucking mind.
Except
That's what they
against Ruiz that one time.
Yeah.
Listen.
What about that?
Ruiz can still
Kanaki?
defeat him in a rubber
Kanaki?
match, man. He can beat him. It's just that Ruiz doesn't. I mean, he came in 30 pounds more than the second fight, bro. I mean, his feet slowed down. I mean, there's a lot of things that go. I mean, he didn't even take it seriously. He did drugs during the process before he even got to the fight.
Well, why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him. But still, like, he didn't take it that seriously. I'm third match. Let me see, like a rematch, the rubber match would have been. I'm willing to see that shit. I want to see how Ruiz does, even though Ruiz didn't do so well against Areola. I mean, he got dropped. He did good decision wise, he got it, but the nod. But I shouldn't have got dropped by Areola. I mean, I guess Areola was
very shallow division.
Yeah.
Shallow division. Not
besides
very. Yeah.
besides the Joshua win that Ruiz had, which other fight did you were you impressed by Ruiz? Like
Ruiz, Parker. Parker was not so bad either. Yeah, it was not so bad. I mean, Ruiz is pretty good, man. He's pretty good. It's just they have to. I don't know what kind of discipline they're putting in the Canelo camp with him, with Eddie Reynoso. What kind of stuff they're making him do? He kind of looked a little more fitter, but we'll see as he maybe the second fight because he was off for a while too. So we'll see how it ends up. And there's a few other fights that he has, maybe with Luis Ortiz that he's talking about. He's talking about a little Luis Ortiz matchup.
Man, I'm telling you right off the bat, that Ortiz fight might be.
How many 40-year-olds that are past their prime are they going to put Andy Ruiz in to try and sell people to think that he's really something special outside of this generation's special?
Yeah, Luis Ortiz is washed up.
It's the heavyweights.
Yeah,
it's the heavyweights. You can get 40-year-olds in there, but the thing about it is this, guys. Like, he's going in the right direction. Let's just say if he's taking it serious and his footwork improved, there's no two ways about that. And that's what he's going to need if he's going to, and he's going to continue fighting. So that's what that cannot hurt him for his footwork to improve. He's basically like I think they got the strength and conditioning down over there at the Reynoso gym. I think they're pretty on track over there in terms of supplements, let's just say, and I don't think there was any kind of dehydration with Andy Ruiz that caused the knockdown. That's what I've heard before about the weight loss. It's not. This guy's not making a weight, so there's no. He didn't shut a bunch of weight off to get on the scale.
Hey, but Virtuoso, there's some feedback, man. Virtuoso, there's some feedback in the background, man.
Oh, you can hear me?
Well, I can hear you, but I can hear myself in the background too, man. You gotta mute that shit.
It's probably echo. Hold on.
But sorry, Pete, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that, with regard to Ruiz, he's heading in the right direction. I don't think he's gonna be able to get so in shape that he's like a cruiserweight or anything.
But listen, Pete, but he can fight all he wants, and that's fine. I mean, who are we to tell the guy you can't fight anymore?
Well, I mean,
he shouldn't be on pay-per-view, though. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like, if they try to pull that shit off again, like him against Luis Ortiz on a pay-per-view, that's it, man.
That's a good point.
You know what? I hate when fighters say that, like, well, you didn't tell me to get into boxing, so who do you tell me to get out? I'm Mr. BDA, that's who. I'll tell King Kong he can't fight anymore. What do you think about that?
We're paying for this garbage, right?
Exactly.
Well, we can
what are you gonna do?
Well, damn.
What are you gonna do about
it? If they give me a decent undercard for $50, Honestly, man, all this stuff, you gotta pay for all this stuff, guys.
Yeah,
If you,
anyways.
no matter how you stack it up, if you get a goddamn Showtime subscription and get a fight every other fucking month, you still gotta pay X dollars. At the end of the day, it's all cost you $50 for a fight, but I don't want to pay 90. I agree with that. Pay-per-views all PBC's got left at this point, and I'm a little tired paying like 90 and shit for it. 89 is getting a little ridiculous, but if they give me a decent undercard and $50 a fight, that's all they got, and I'm willing to go for that.
In the past, I would have accepted this, but at this point, no. And especially if you're paying for Showtime, and then you get this as a Showtime pay-per-view. I mean, come on, man. That should have been on Showtime.
But what do you guys think? Canelo Saunders.
Hold on, Virtuoso, we still got.
Fight.
Sorry to interrupt. Virtuoso, we still got. Virtuoso,
my bad, Virtuoso. My bad, bro.
Yeah.
Virtuoso, we got fucking. I can hear myself in the background, man. Come on, man. What's going on? I can't. But shut the speakers off or whatever you got on. I think he's on his car. Are you in your car? You probably are, right? Anyway, sorry about that, fellas. I was just. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Gypsy, you were gonna say something about the.
Gypsy, give us your prediction.
At first, I was thinking Canelo decision, but then I looked at it. I thought that Canelo's hands would be faster slightly over Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy can pop. It's not at the same caliber as Canelo or Triple G, but it's enough to keep you honest, to keep you back. And I looked at it. His foot movement is already faster than Canelo. It's obvious. Everybody can see that. But the hand speed was the only issue that I couldn't really tell. And I looked at it a little bit more, and I'm like, nah, man, Billy has the faster hand speed. And then Billy's coming in more focused than ever before, to the point where he's not even doing media. So I'm assuming that Billy can pull off an upset over here. I'm rolling the dice with this. I could go easily with Canelo, but I'm rolling the dice, and I'm saying Billy somehow wins 9 rounds or 10 rounds and pulls this off. And I could see him getting away from Canelo's shovel hook to the body or shovel hook to the head, where he can split in a split second. He could change it up from the body to the head, whichever you're guarding. I could see him figuring out a way to counter that, because that's Canelo's go-to move. With the distance, he could keep it away and then sidestep and catch him over and over again until Canelo gets frustrated and starts making mistakes himself. Because whenever a fighter gets frustrated, he starts making mistakes. And yeah, I'm leaning towards Billy. I always had Billy as a guy that was one of the dudes that can possibly beat, besides Triple G, who actually did beat Canelo in my eyes both fights, and Mayweather, who beat him too. Lara was close. You can give it maybe Lara as possibly, but those are the guys that the movers. But not except Triple G's not much of a mover. He can move, but was more of a brawler that put the pressure on him.
Yeah,
what about Khan?
Yeah.
What about Khan?
Khan, forget Khan.
Hey, but hold on.
Khan's chin is.
Am I still echoing?
Yeah, Virtuoso, you're still echoing,
bro.
man. I don't know what's going on, man. I have to mute you for the meantime. I don't know, but Gypsy, you broke that fight down like Gonzalo would do. I don't know what it is about you ex-army guys. You break down shit like it's you're going into the battlefield yourself or something. That's a good breakdown, man. Because Billy Joe Saunders, like that jab. Okay, he doesn't hit as hard as Golovkin, nowhere close, but he does get some snap on that jab, man. Now people are telling me that Billy Joe Saunders actually told a reporter that his breath smelled like shit. Let me see this, man. Hold on.
We're missing you in the Canelo face-off yesterday at the stadium.
Yes, I was in my room, resting up. Before big fights, I like to get plenty of rest, so it's important rest.
This is the most important fight in your career. Before and after your career with Canelo Alvarez?
Yes, most definitely. Rest like shit, and it's nice. It's good. I'm very looking forward to it. So
holy shit! He just snuck it in there, man. Did you hear that?
I'm telling you, he said, they asked him where he was, and he said, playing with my balls. Like, where were you? Why didn't you show up yesterday?
Was he saying that the reporter's breath smells like shit?
Yeah, he just slid it in there real quick. Like, hold on, listen to it again.
Yes, most definitely. Rest like shit, and it's nice. It's good. It's, I'm very looking forward to this.
Breath smells like
Breath
shit.
smells like shit.
He said that to the fucking reporter. Which reporter was it?
He did. He did.
It
Said
looks
to
like
the
it's
reporter, man.
I don't, well, it says. Let me zoom in on the mic logo. It says Everlast. What? It must be TV Azteca or.
Oh, I think it's the ESPN. No, he
Pavel.
sounds like that
Could be
ESPN
Pavel.
guy. ESPN
Sounds like
Spanish.
Pavel over there. Yeah, sounds like Pavel. Official scorecard, maybe.
No, it's a Mexican
Relax
dude. It's
yourself, Pete.
Bucho's saying,
Relax yourself.
saying it's from the ESPN Spanish
An
ESPN.
ESPN guy.
I actually like the confrontation what he had with Canelo today with the face off where they're talking about the beef. You like the beef, right? Just kept on looking at his face. You like the beef, right? Yeah, you like that Mexican beef, right? And he just like Canelo couldn't have had an answer, I guess, because of the English. You know, he's not that good. So he's just like, yeah, say whatever you got to say, buddy. I'm gonna whip your ass, type of shit in his head. And then he switched it up to like, you walk away, walk away. As soon as they start like getting in between them, yeah, that's right. Get the fuck out of here.
He told him
This shit
to
is
walk.
fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, he told him to walk away first. Now he told him to walk away first. Now there's a video here, just posted 20 minutes ago. It's Fury and Billy Joe Saunders, and they're taunting Team Canelo as they walk past them in the hotel lobby. Hold on.
Only one, Billy Joe Saunders. Walk it on. What happened to my British fans? Where the fuck did you guys go? All left me on my own there. Yeah, where were we? Sorry, you're talking about pounds. Some shit. I tried to keep watching it. Fucking.
Okay, by the way, you gotta admit, what's his name? Billy Joe Saunders is an ass, but he looks pretty cool in that bathroom, man. So he doesn't give a fuck. He's probably
I'm telling you,
he's probably
BD,
not
I'm
wearing.
telling you.
Okay, but hold on. He's probably not wearing any underwear. How much you want to bet he's not wearing anything under that robe? Just his balls hanging out.
Of course, he looks cool.
Yo,
Sunglasses,
BDA,
no
BDA, I
clothes.
sound better now?
You sound, yeah.
Okay, man. Yo, but I heard like Tom Saunders, right? I think Billy Joe's dad, just complaining about the ring size. And I think it said something about juicy Mexican meat. I wonder if you could pull that up. Like, yeah, I thought it was the most hilarious thing in that Cockney or whatever gypsy, accent, whatever. I thought it was so hilarious when I heard that.
Yep, he's right. He kept going. I know he likes his beef, and I know he likes it juicy. I know it. No problem with the Mexican.
I know he likes
wants to control the gloves. He wants to control the gloves. He wants to control the time and date. He wants to control. Okay, I know he likes to have his beef, and he likes it juicy, extra juicy.
Damn right, he likes it juicy.
We can put up with that, but we're not putting up with an 18-foot ring. No, that's unacceptable. He can have all the juicy meat that he wants. It was funny, but
He was right about the 18-foot ring. I think
that
that's
ring's
the
not
joke.
that size. We're
Like
out of here. He was lying.
But that Mexican juicy thing. I mean, that's mass suspect. I thought it was hilarious.
Well, he's trying to do the
It's
old.
hilarious.
He's trying to do the old
Yeah,
trick where you try to play the homosexual angle so that you freak the other guy out. It's an old tactic. It's the oldest trick in the book. I think it's on page 15. Now, I want to see what the fuck is going.
I think Billy Joe and Tyson Fury sleep with each other. I
Okay,
really
come
do.
on, man.
They're family.
That's a serious allegation right there, man. That's a serious allegation right there. We're not gonna have it. Let me just see exactly what's going on. Let me see what's going on in this video.
I couldn't really see it.
Oh, by the way, Sugar Hill is there, hanging out. Hold on. What?
I don't know when to go easy and when not to, so we will.
Listen, I called them.
There's no. This is clickbait, man. Tyson Fury torments Canelo, and yeah.
All of it's clickbait, man.
Yo, I like the Versace
Play
robes that
one
they're
I
wearing
sent you,
together,
BDA.
man.
Play that one I sent you, buddy.
Together, the coach, what's his name? Keep forgetting. Emmanuel Stewart's nephew.
Sugar Hill, yeah.
Sugar Hill, yeah. I love it when they wear it together and just like do interviews and shit. It's fucking awesome. It's just like together, like they don't even give a fuck. When's the fight gonna be announced and everything? Just like yeah, we're the goats together. It's fucking awesome. I mean, he's living the life, bro. He's enjoying himself.
Well, he's living some type of life, that's for sure. Maybe an alternative lifestyle. Let's hear this clip here that Pete sent.
How you feeling, Billy?
Come here, mate. You come here. You're a good man. You.
Thank you.
You're a good man.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling very good.
Did you sort everything out?
We sorted it all out. We've
Everything
done it.
good?
We're all friends now.
You got a bigger ring?
We're all friends. We didn't get bigger. We didn't get smaller. We got what was agreed.
That's good. That's good.
So it's all fair for everybody.
I think he's talking about his balls.
Totally.
It's all good. It's all good.
Bill, WBC, man. You're so good.
Pete, at which part do I go
Right
to?
here,
to hear?
right here, right here.
Right here. Okay.
Here. The Pavel's gonna
Turn
ask
about the
him.
ring, please.
It was what it was. It was all fair. It was just what I've been training in and what was really agreed. So there's no problems on my end, no problems on either. So we're both willing and up for it. And you see a good fight Saturday night.
We missed you yesterday.
Well, yesterday I was in my room playing with my balls yesterday morning. So there was no.
Does it seem? Is it me or does Billy Joe Saunders look like the type of guy who says things that he thinks are gonna be funny, but it's only really his entourage that laughs at them most of the time?
I think it's an Aspie.
What else are you gonna say about this? Where was I at? He can't say I was holding out because they didn't. I was threatening to leave. He said it's playing my ball, and he keeps going. Look, he talks about it. I need a little release. My balls.
All right. I mean, I think we get.
He don't come off like
I
Peter,
think
you know.
I think he genuinely did play with his balls,
Peter.
honestly, because maybe his wife is not around and shit. So he's been through a tough camp, and he's not doing the interviews and shit. He was probably thinking about leaving because of the ring size, and he's like, you know what, fuck it, let me just beat off a little bit, release some steam. I'm not probably gonna
He's
fight.
gonna lose his legs on fight night, man.
Yeah, probably.
Shit, man.
You guys
He's a
talking
known
about?
wanker, man, and he's gonna be one forever.
What do they say? What do they say in England? I'm gonna go have a toss. That's how they call jerking off. Have a toss. I'm gonna have a toss. Real quick, shout out to Virtuoso for his contribution with the super chat. He says the PBC should make that Luis versus Wilder fight already. They're never gonna get significantly better. Stop wasting our time. All right, thank you, Virtuoso. Thank you for your contribution.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. I should have donated to Gonzalo right now.
That's right.
I'm getting paid tomorrow, so I'm gonna take care of that shit.
Now you're gonna have to pay double now, man. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to
what
Get
the fuck you
These-
been, man?
Get These Hands says the one thing I can say about Billy Joe Saunders that's true, G or B, he always fights to the level of his opponent. Stay tuned. I think so too, Get These Hands. Thank you for your contribution, by the way. Yeah, I think he does fight to the level of his opposition. Now, some people are gonna say, yeah, but he struggled against Akabov and all that. That's true. That's true. But when he's on point, and it always makes things difficult for his
I'm
opponent.
gonna ask you guys a question. Do you guys think Lara is as good as Billy Joe Saunders? I know Mayweather. You can't compare Mayweather. Mayweather is on a different league.
Yeah.
But like Lara or Amir Khan, that gave him problems until he got knocked the fuck out.
Well, they're both better than Amir Khan. So
They were carried
but
Khan.
what about Lara?
He just
Compare
carried him
Lara
for
to
6
him.
rounds. Now, Laura was a different time period, though. You know, in other words,
true.
You know, Laura could come in and set up the way he wanted to be set up, and this is a long time ago compared to where you're at now. Where if history serves us right, and it usually does, you're going to see about the worst mediocre Billy Joe Saunders that you've seen in a long time, and it has been a long time. So there's not much to compare it to. But you're going to see a guy who's something's off, and he does, you know. We're focused on the ring. There's this A-side stuff with Canelo bringing these guys in. Either nobody's. Either B-level guys do respect their Yildirim, or A-level guys where there's a yeah but something was, he wasn't rehydrated, he was dry. The PED situation, you know, listen, short notice. So it is what it is, you know. It's not over
Yeah,
yet.
Kovalev's situation, for instance, was because he came off of that Anthony Yard fight and he was kind of concussed and he needed a little more time to recover. But even then, I think Kovalev would have had a hell of a fucking night with fucking Canelo because of the tricks that he was pulling off on him. He was too afraid to throw the right hand because of the counter that was coming off Canelo. And Canelo's like a rock, you know.
Kovalev's on his record. Kovalev's on his resume now, so there we go.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Well, I tell you
What
what,
can I
man,
say?
we're gonna do a second episode on this whole shebang because I think it deserves another one. For the moment, we do have to go. Okay.
Yeah.
We have to go, but Stay tuned, fellas. Stay tuned for our next episode, probably on Friday. Don't forget, Second Renaissance tomorrow. We're going to be watching a
I thought you were
documentary.
going to say, stay tuned for the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, but...
What the fuck's the matter with you, man?
Hey, did Virtuoso drop off, BDA?
No, he's still
we
here.
never got to Virtuoso.
No, I'm still here. What's up, Pete?
Oh, okay. No, did we ever get to Virtuoso about what to get his mic straightened out? Or
we did. Yeah,
I just had to put a fucking wired headset, man. The wireless one, they had an echo on them. So fuck.
Virtuoso, he's fucking with you because what Pete likes to do is every time I say we gotta go, then he always brings up another subject because he wants me to stand here or sit here until we get things sorted out. Pete, I know your tricks, man. You ain't gonna get me, man. Not anymore. I'm standing up for myself. No, but what was I gonna say? Yeah. So hey, okay.
Sneaky Pete, you sneaky.
Sneaky Pete. That's gonna be his new nickname, Sneaky Pete. Stop bringing up poppers, man. Jeez, that's disgusting. And it keeps reminding me that I got some in my drawer. Anyway, the point is this: we're gonna do a second Renaissance tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna do a second Renaissance tomorrow. We're gonna watch a documentary, probably, if we do it tomorrow. Most unlikely. Other than that, hit the like button. Don't forget to check out Gonzalo's GoFundMe page. Go to Gonzalo's GoFundMe page and help out Mateo. It's looking good, man. Everybody's been contributing, spreading the word. So thank you for that. And other than that, I want to thank Virtuoso and Gypsy Boxing for dropping by on StreamYard. I want to thank Jimmy, who was here earlier as well, Bucho, Uncle Pete, Recognize, Unboxing Chief. Thank you, fellas, for being on. Thank you to everybody who contributed to Super Chat, although I do prefer that you give it everything you've got, everything to Gonzalo. Doesn't matter if it's $1.99, whatever. If you can help, please do so. And that's about it. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Colleen, Kennedy,
Shout out to everybody that called in on the StreamYard, right? Gypsy, somebody else.
Yeah,
somebody else called. I forget
Virtuoso.
I like StreamYard much more, bro.
Tito.
Domino. Don't get arrested tonight. Make sure you make bail by the Canelo fight, T-Tone. Don't get your bail money
I thought
ready
you
ahead
were
of
talking
time.
about Gypsy, because Gypsy's always, he's always disappearing.
Him too.
Oh, hey, man, yeah. I mean, don't tell me what I've done recently.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Gypsy, you never told me about that neighborhood that you were at, where there was all that fucking.
Dude, I totally forgot about that shit. I bought this house and I'm like chilling in it. So I didn't even give a fuck about that house in fucking South Central.
I get the feeling. Gypsy's wanted. He's wanted in that neighborhood.
They're looking for him, man. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in the neighborhood right now. That's like completely paradise. It's Pacoima, so what I mean. We got gangs over here as well.
Oh, jeez.
So,
well, keep your chin down. And yeah. All right. Well, listen. Thanks to everybody. Black Lomachenko, Javis Bickle, Get These Hands, Canelo Alvaroid, 8 Moody.
Get These Hands. I like that name. Get These Hands.
Yep. Get These Hands, boy. Who else? King Butcher was. What about me? Nerd and Virgins. Gypsy Boxing Style was there as well. Reverend Pickles.
Proper Life. Hey, Proper Life. Whoever that is in the chat, Proper Life.
No, there's nobody named Proper Life. What are you talking about?
Oh, my bad.
All right, listen, we gotta go. This is getting out of control. You guys are getting out of control for me. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, fellas, take it easy.
Adios.
See ya.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time. I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on. Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot. He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Lobito! You got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole.